Oh, welcome everyone to the Renegade Realm Podcast, episode 22. That's right, 22. We're way above the legal limit now, and shit's gonna get crazy. Oop, I said a swear word. Well, fuck it. Hey, listen, today is gonna be a crazy, crazy show. We've got two guests. One whom it's his first time. He went from watcher to I was trying to make a dirty joke, but now he's in the bed with us instead of watching through a window. How about that? There you go. Arcane Realm, welcome. Thank you for being here today. Now.
Thank you so much for having me. Happy to be here.
Yes. Let me adjust things. All right, adjusted. And we also have Manic Master 420. You are back.
Hello.
Yes.
I'm back.
Yes.
Having me as well.
Yes. It's good to have you again. I want to just tell the audience I am not feeling well at all. So if I seem more insane than usual, then that's why. If I get up more than 5 times, which is not too unusual, it's because I'm throwing up. So I'm just faking it here till I make it. So speaking of faking it, Mac, here we are. Oh, sorry. Good to have you.
Another long day after Tuesday at work, and here I am. Wife's already yelling at me, so here we are.
Perfect. And DeMar.
Just so you know, the guests, apparently the chat sync is sound volume's pretty low for them.
Oh, good. Yeah, I will adjust that. Until then, let's yell. DeMarco, how are you?
Yelling.
Oh, you know why? Hang on. Audience, you're going to see all my dirty laundry here. I'm going to fix it right now. Boom. Do this as fast as I possibly can. Boom. Whoopsie. Boom. There we go. And now... All right. Is that better? Chat, let me know how we sound. I'm sweating. Oh, God, I'm going to pass out on the show.
Hello.
The panelists.
Welcome.
Let's see. Sorry, we're adjusting here.
It's
good?
Better.
Good. Okay, I think it was because the output was... Fuck it. It doesn't matter. DeMarco, how tired are you?
Oh, my God. Don't even get me started. If you pass out, I pass out. That's...
Yeah, it's gonna be. You're
This
like
man's
that's my
over here
cue.
busy helping out the children. It's
Yes,
for the
exactly.
kids.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll talk about that too. Assassin, you're here too, and I'm happy to have you. My sonuru, Nani.
I think I'm the only one that actually has not missed a podcast episode or hasn't left halfway through.
Look at
So,
that.
As always,
Look at
honored
that.
to be here.
That's because I got you on a leash, little choker, little.
I haven't
Chain.
missed a show
That's true.
since I
That's true.
joined.
Yeah.
I'm
What
talking
heck?
about since the beginning, DeMarco.
Well, I'm fucking sorry. My child was born on a Tuesday.
How could
So,
you?
God for fucking bid, man.
Oh,
Sorry,
wow.
God. Sorry that
you're
he
gonna-
popped out on a Tuesday.
You're gonna bring that up for the rest of his life. You're gonna be like, yeah, like that time when you were born on a Tuesday for the Renegade Realm Podcast. You should be like, Daddy. He's gonna run away crying and do a
And if
backflip.
you guys
You're
think
the
that
reason
roasting the
my
panel,
perfect attendance is not here.
and if you guys think we're done roasting the panel, Red, you're gonna be reading the description this time instead of me, because
Yes.
you need to pick me up, and you're gonna laugh so hard.
Yes.
No
so
cheating for the rest of the panel to look. Red is
Yeah,
the
so-
only one allowed to look at the description.
I copied and pasted it, but I didn't see it. I just saw the top and just went blip, copy, paste, and it was done. Save changes.
Holy
So I haven't read it.
Jesus.
Let me tell you something. That's a long one.
I think
That's a
this
long-
might be better than Red's.
Yeah, well, anything's better than
Oh
mine. and mine is
Jesus,
just
that's
like
terrible. If
insanity.
it's better than Red's.
Yeah.
This is
yeah.
going to be
Alright,
a long
Red.
one tonight, isn't it?
I see my
alright.
name. Listen, I haven't read it. I glanced at it for like 3 seconds. I see my name in there, and I know it's something to do with me and about one of the games that me and you have a problem with. I'm just gonna leave it right there at that.
Shit.
Try to click it
Okay.
out. Try to click it out. I don't care.
Look at that. All right. Perfect.
All right, Red.
Um,
You might as well explain what you're about to do, so that way the chat and people listening later on are wondering why the fuck are you reading the.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get it out of the way now. And so what we do every week is I am at work and I have to throw together. Sorry. I have to throw together the show before I get home, and so I will come up with random shit to fill in my SEO blanks, basically. And that random shit I make Assassin read, and he just reads it like normal, like nothing's wrong, and that's it. This week, I am so tired, I'm not feeling well, and I just couldn't pull any sort of comedic anything at all. So I had Assassin do it, and this time I'm going to read it, and I have not seen this, by the way. So here I go. All right, now I did combine my description with Assassin's description, so mine starts off just normal, okay? God is long. Oh my God. All right. Okay, today we will be talking about the upcoming Xbox Showcase and the Starfield Direct, along with all the huge news that has broken out recently. We will be giving our predictions on what we could see, such as Fable 4, Perfect Dark, Avowed, Hellblade 2, Halo Battle Royale, Everwild, State of Decay 3, Poopy Pants 3, Contraband, The Outer Worlds 2, Inner Worlds 3, Project Belfry, The Wandering Tower, 1 vs. 100, Project Kojima Overdose, Underdose, Project Midnight, Project Cobalt, Project Shaolin, Gears of War 6, Age of Empire 4 console, Forza Motorsport.
SEO friendly, just so you know.
Nope, this is
gonna be the best Xbox showcase ever.
It's gonna be a long one.
Let's see. I've lost my place. All right, so this is where Assassin's thing comes in. All right. What do you think will be at the showcase? What are you most excited to see? Something old? Something new? Something that will make me jump out of my seat and enjoy like a third-person over-the-shoulder game that I would disregard if it was PlayStation exclusive? Will Mac finally be satisfied with Forza that he actually let another fucking first-party game take its place until next generation? Oh, you know what won't take a generation? Seeing me tape hot dogs to my nipples as I swirl and twirl around shouting, "I got longer ones!" Mommy, I added that in there. I deserve to say this because how dare I make Assassin forsake the Lord of the Pigs, the succulent, muscular, meaty, eaty, porky wiener. I think that's what you're trying to say. Now watch me show my nipple willies and eat them as I stare longingly into Bushido and Manic's eyes in his mind.
We'll fix that. Arcane realm in Manic's eyes.
Why me?
Listen,
Bushido was supposed to be the guest, and he wrote this beforehand.
Hoping Assassin makes me stop saying this shit, as he accurately predicts Bushido laughing like a hyena in heat, and as DeMarco looks away trying not to laugh, his big Bugthesda balls off. And Mac and Manic wonder why I let Assassin write this description. I don't know anymore. What were we talking about again? Oh yeah, games. Anyway, what games do you expect to see? I humbly expect all of us to be nice to our hooved brothers as they finally stop sucking Sony's cock enough to see the greener pastures on Team Green side. But I don't expect much. I'm getting off topic. Mac, take it and my balls away. Fantastic. Thank you. Round of applause for me.
Hearing Mac chuckle is the only thing I wanted. I didn't expect DeMarco or anyone else to laugh at all, but that was worth it to me.
Yes. Jonas says, my favorite Prawn Hub podcast. Yeah, that's pretty much what that has turned into. And so, look, everyone in chat, thank you so much for being here, and we're going to get into the Xbox Showcase talk. And if anyone can grab timestamps as we go, that'd be super hot.
13 minutes in.
All right, so it is time to talk. This podcast, this show of ours is going to be it's like a giant.
You just made the list. Sorry.
So we're just gonna have an open discussion and just go through the things that we know will be there, the things that we hope will be there, the things that are pretty obvious, the teases and whatnot. And let's start off with the obvious things. I want to know, Mac. You know what? No, Arcane, you're the newest here. I want you to go ahead, take us away. What is the one thing, the first thing that comes to your mind when you're thinking about this showcase, besides Starfield, obviously?
Yeah, besides Starfield, I think mine is going to be a pretty obvious answer, and that's Fable, because there's been a lot of Fable teases. I grew up playing the Fable games with my little brother back in the day, like Fable 1, 2, 3. I have fond memories of those. So I'm very curious to see what Playground Games is going to be doing with it, because they're the Forza Horizon guys, so they don't really have a lot of experience making a action role-playing game. So it's just going to be really cool to see what that turns into. So that's what I'm most hopeful or most excited to see.
Nice. Anyone else are excited about Fable? Because I feel like that's kind of the first thing that we're going to jump into. Mac, you have a look on your face of just utter desire and lust. Tell me.
Fable is the first game I ever played on the Xbox. The first Fable was ever. So, and it's coming from Halo, of course, but Fable was my first ever game I ever played. I love it. It's by far one of my favorite series or trilogies, whatever you're gonna call it, franchises. I love it, man. I cannot wait to see this. And for my favorite studio that makes a racing car game called Forza to make this Assassin, I hope they do a really good job. I mean, it is out of their kind of like their what they make, but you never just give them something different. Maybe they can do really well with it.
They're based in the UK, aren't they?
Yes, Leamington Spa.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, another reason Fable is so popular still, I shouldn't say was, is because it has that unique kind of British charm. Peter Molyneux and the Lionhead guys.
Yeah, the Lionheart.
It was very kind of like tongue-in-cheek British humor is part of the reason why Fable is just so endlessly charming. So the fact that Playground Games is over in the UK, they'll be able to provide some similar styles to that, I imagine.
Yeah, well, the actual humor side of the game actually came from inspiration, which was the Monty Python.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Monty Python it's got like a big Monty Python vibe to it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can always get a little chuckle if you ever listen to like people when you're walking by. It's kind of like Grand Theft Auto, but like a British humor kind of situation. Not over the top. They're really funny. So I can't wait for it. I know I think it's actually going to start the show off. Me and Assassin were talking about it. I think it's going to start to show off. I think if they just hit on it right off, you pull out your fucking, your dual ace of spades, or something like that, or, your two aces, you pop them off. That's what I think it would be smart to start off the show that way to get it going, that's what I think. So it's clearly with that little ad thing they showed last weekend and last Tuesday night or whatever, it's going to be there. So,
now I just want to ask one question, but Manic, you go first.
I was just going to say, the only other game I know was Abe's Odyssey, where the main character farts a lot.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like there is like a whimsical sort of nature to Fable, I think is what Arcane was saying, and same goes for it is a British thing. Like look at the Harry Potter movies. That is sort of the same thing, especially like the music. They're like dun, 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 Harry. That kind of stuff. So it does have a unique charm to it. Isn't that part of the? I don't know.
I think that was Wolf's impression of a howler.
I think the word you used was the best way to describe it. It's whimsy. It's whimsical.
Yeah.
Chicken chaser.
Chicken chaser.
Chicken chaser.
Manic's like, oh my god, I'm gonna
You
deal with
fucking
this shit.
chicken chaser. Is that all you're gonna do all day?
Fucking Americans. We literally talked about Americans making fun of British people earlier. Me and Manic. Literally at 5:30.
I don't make fun of British people. I respect.
We don't. But we're just talking at 5:30 this morning. Me and Manic are literally talking. I'm driving to work. We're literally on the phone talking. I'm like, yeah, bro. So it's just something that's got brought up.
No, I just want to ask this question to all of you. Do you think it's going to be like an actual reboot? Like they're going to ignore the events of the first three, or do you think it's going to be like quote unquote Fable 4? Like
I think it's going to be
years after Fable 3.
Sorry. Oh yes.
Go ahead, Arcane.
No, Arcane. Go ahead. You're interrupt. Fuck everybody else.
This is my first time on the podcast. I don't want to be that guy.
No, you're good, man. I love it.
So I was gonna say, I think if anything, it's gonna be a soft reboot. It's not gonna be a complete reboot. They're not gonna completely disregard what came before, but they're gonna take the best elements, like. What's the name of the setting in Fable again? It's been so long.
Albion.
Yeah, so like Albion is still going to be the setting. It's still going to have the Monty Python-esque humor. It's still most likely, Heroes Guild. Bowerstone, I think, is like the capital city or whatever. Like, they're gonna retain probably some of the core elements that make it recognizable, and then they're gonna probably change everything else. Whether that's subtle or drastic changes, we won't really know until they actually show it off. But I think it's gonna be a soft reboot. I don't think they're gonna 100% just ignore what came before.
So do you think there might be a chance that maybe characters like Teresa could probably be acknowledged in the reboot?
Yeah.
Potentially. I mean, and Teresa's the blind lady, right?
She was the sister of the protagonist from the first game. I know she made appearances in 2 and 3.
Her backstory is really like kind of muddled, but I mean it's tragic, and it's also kind of a little muddled, but that's like a whole other thing, I guess. But yeah, I mean, we could maybe see some returning characters, but I honestly I don't know.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm right there with Mac. Like, Playground Games, I know they're known for Forza Horizon, and I'm not I don't like disrespecting Forza, okay? It's just I just don't like what it represents, but moving on. But if we look at the pedigree of the
hates
studio,
cars.
You know how I want to say something. You know how like in Very Odd Parents where the dad goes Dinkelberg. Every time Assassin does it, I want to be like Assassin, like, you know, angry dad next door.
That is completely fair. But as I was saying, the pedigree of the studio and the team behind it, they've done some pretty unique hiring positions. Like, I mentioned this to Rhett before. One of the combat designers worked on The Witcher 3. One of the narrative directors worked on the Horizon franchise from PlayStation. So they have the team to make a good game. They have the technology, but it's been almost 3 years, so it's time to see it. There's no reason why we shouldn't be seeing it now. It's been in development since late 2017, so it's been about 6 years in total. So it's time we got a good look at what the game is. Finally,
I'd like to keep homage to the original, but keep it slight. I want them to be able to innovate and take the Fable journey to a whole new, you know, make it stand out, because they are the purists that, yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah, I think I'm actually with you on that one. I'm a little bit more aggressive, where I'd rather them go further in a new direction rather than stick, because this is an opportunity to do whatever they want. And like, think of how long has it been since Fable 3, and how much has games and technology improved?
2011.
11, yeah.
Yeah, so the
It's been
things
12
that
years.
they can do in Fable, this Fable, are just were not possible. Literally, were not possible back then, or they were just on a much more limited level. And so they can come out with all this new, brilliant possibility that wasn't otherwise possible. And I think in order to accomplish some of that, you do, in a way, need to let go of the past. And it could still take place in Albion, and that's the setting.
Well,
it could still have some of the same towns, but
I was thinking some of the quests that you come across within the game could take you to familiar places of the past games and introduce you to old characters, but still keep it the new.
I'd go even further. I'd say maybe have 1 or 2 characters that make an appearance, and huge fans of the series go, ooh, and they're like, oh, because it's like a significant character that's not going to impact if you don't know who they are.
Yeah.
So I would go the step further. Although I know this is coming. It's important caveat is this is coming from the perspective of someone who has played very little Fable 3 and has played Fable 2 to completion one time, like years ago.
Fable 1 is the best one.
So that's my experience with Fable.
You gotta play Fable 1. Do you have Fable 1 on Steam, there, DeMarco? There's like $10 on it. I would definitely recommend just playing Fable 1 from the get-go. I personally think people don't understand what the nostalgic of that game could be, that you would see what they want to do in the newer Fables. I personally think they need to go back to that way, because in the later ones, they kind of like drifted away from it a little bit. They were still evil and they were still good, but it wasn't like, when you went evil, you just went evil and it was kind of boring. It was like, whatever. Back in the Fable 1, when you went evil, you started growing horns out of your head, and the people just hated you. And
Fable 2. Yeah. There were similar things in Fable 2.
Yeah, but it wasn't. They kind of like brought it down for some
Yeah.
reason. I didn't understand it. I mean, I get it, but it's just at the same time, like, that was still something that was unique. I don't know, but it's definitely going to be there for sure.
A couple more questions I did want to ask concerning Fable. Mac, you're the one. you're the Fable connoisseur. I'm trying to get there. DeMarco, you're pretty well versed. Arcane says he played it in the past with his younger brother. Do you think that Playground's going to take a more realistic approach and not
I think
a
so.
cartoony one like the original games?
I think they're going to go
Or
towards
do you
the Witcher way. I really do. I really believe they're going to go more. I think they're.
I think they're going to keep that
do.
whimsical. I think they're going to keep the whimsical parts and the comedic moments, the tongue-in-cheek British humor. But I think they are going to incorporate maybe some Witcher tones, where it's going to be lighthearted at one point and it's going to be serious in another. Especially in regards with probably the main quest.
So what would be the age rating for the game?
I think it's going to be rated T.
They won't give that till like about a month prior at best,
Yeah.
So.
At least we're not going to be. Unfortunately, we're not going to be having sex in jetpacks.
Well, mate, imagine how cool it was if it was an adult version of Fable.
Well,
Sure.
okay, look, there is something to be said about Fable. Always had the game starts off with your whole village burning. Spoiler: the whole game starts off with your whole village burning down. Your sister gets killed, and it's a whole thing. And then you're like, your whole family's dead. But it has like levity because of its tone, but like dark things are happening all the time. So when people say, what was everyone laughing at?
Bushido said you look like an X-wing when you're not talking. So
I look like I'm an X-wing.
Yeah, he says, why does Red look like an X-wing fighter when he's not talking?
Damn.
That's the drug.
It's the glasses. It's gotta be the glasses. That's all I can think about.
It's the morphine they got pumping up. Bushido, I hope you're doing okay, buddy. I'm sorry you couldn't make it. I'm sorry that you had to ruin the show, but I'm kidding. No, seriously, thoughts and prayers to you, man.
Damn, Arcade is right here, by the way. I just want to make sure you know.
No, I meant like because he couldn't, and that's not what I meant. Anyway, Fable.
Sure.
No, but Fable.
Let's not
Fable.
beat the bush here. Okay, I was the last minute draw.
Yeah,
For the show.
But no, I'm really excited because I think that they could mesh. That like I always thought like they're gonna go Fable and it's gonna go hard Fable. And sorry I keep burping because I'm trying to throw up. So I would agree that I think it's still gonna be the same old Fable, but it will look, the art style won't look so painted, I guess is the best way I can describe it. Like Arcane, you can attest to like Dishonored's look, that kind of thing. It definitely has a very recognizable
The
style.
exaggerated art style and character designs, yeah.
Yes.
I think if you go too realistic, I think there's a fine line that they would need to walk. If you go too realistic, you begin to lose some of the charm and whimsy that Fable has. But if you manage to get it just close enough to that line where you can still maintain that whimsical, Monty Python-esque kind of tone, like, yeah, there's some, to your point, like you mentioned, Red, yeah, the opening of the first Fable, super dark, super morose. And then there's a moment where it's like, okay, you're chasing chickens and people are shouting at you, he's the chicken chaser, and it's like tonal whiplash. But they get away with it because they just balance those tones so well. So, and art style is a really important part of tone. So if they go too realistic, like too far in the direction of something like The Witcher 3, they might lose out on some of that. But again, that's all hypothetical, so...
That's a really great point. And speaking of great, chat, you guys are amazing. I just want to shout out to everyone here. And 69, baby. I ended the poll at 69%, bro. Hell yeah. Let's see.
By the way, I just want to put that out there since your scores didn't make sense. So.
Well, I started typing and I was like, I can't see very well. I'm just going to leave it. I don't know what.
You said
I was
you're like, what is the score going to be? Amazing. Yeah. I'm like, that's not scores.
So what I started to do. Red? No. What I was going to do is I was going to do 1 through 5. So I started adding options. Like, there's only 4 options. So I was like, I don't feel like typing this out. Fuck it. So that's why I did that. I just
should have put A, B, C, or D or lower. So I'm just saying.
All right, you know what? That's fair.
He's
that's
sick.
Fair. I'm
Give
not
him a
feeling
break.
good. Yeah,
No, I'm
saying
not. There ain't no
you can't bully Red today. It's illegal.
Yeah,
all
not
right,
today. So I just want to shout out
Wait
to
till tomorrow then. Okay.
I want to shout out So, sorry, just real quick, because I don't want I want people to know that I love them. Sergeant Sentinel Gaming, thank you for being here. You're new, and he said that this is the first, or they, I don't know. I'm sorry.
This is the second time. He was here last
Second
weekend.
time, and he said that this is his first time watching it, I guess. Maybe he was listening last time. Lexi is here. Yodani Kazada, of course, my boo thing. And Umbra just left. He had to go to bed. And let's see, who else is here? Baby Jonas. Yeah, dude. He said, "Oi, mate, you got." God, that was a while ago. I'm sorry. He said, "Oi, mate, you got a license for that chicken chasing?" Was that good, Manic?
No.
Okay, perfect. So, and we got Jake in here. He says, "Hey, Wolf, can you put the names on each person's window?" I would love to do that. I'm not sure how to do that. I actually tried.
It's only like 5. It only stays up there for 5 seconds for some reason.
Yeah, like when I move it around, you can see here when I'm moving around, it'll go up there for a second and then it disappears. But I'll try to look into that because that would be something to when production value goes up, then maybe I can figure that out. I don't know. Let's see, Bushido, shout out to you, buddy. Again, I hope you're doing well. I don't know what's going on. No, don't know what's going on, but hope you're doing it. And Drawn TJ says, everyone, please hit the like button. And yes, thank you. Jonas says, whole fam. What do you mean by that? Yeah. Perfect. Well, good. There we go. We're all caught up. Red is a noob streamer confirmed. That's fine. Well, you know what, Lex? Fuck! No, I'm just kidding. Cold Eastwood is in the chat. He appears like a wild mongoose running through the fields with a xylophone in his mouth. That's an inside joke between me and Colt. I didn't know how to spell xylophone. I thought it started with a P. Yeah. So
XYLOPHONE.
Yeah, so that's just goes to show that it's just how it works sometimes. Colt, you're the man. Thank you for showing up, buddy. We are currently talking about the showcase because everyone is, and that's all right. That's what we have to do. Here he goes, xylophone. Yeah, love that.
Jesus
all right.
Christ.
So let's continue. Any other thoughts on Fable? Well, I have more thoughts. I'm gonna talk more. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Go ahead, Manic.
No, I was just thinking about Fable and the old versions of the game. You were talking about the graphics and updating it. Yes, that would be nice, but the old Fable to me almost had like a Disney quality to the animation. You know, it was an adult like theme to a certain degree, but yeah, it'd be fun to see where they go and what they do with it.
Yeah, because I think there is a charm. To Fable, and I think like taking away too many of the things that made it special might sort of, it might be a detriment to its recognition. Excuse me,
You want to keep the old crew happy, but you also want to drag in the new, younger generation gaming that have never experienced Fable at all. There's some of the people out.
Right. Chat, I have Manic up 200%. Volume, so he can't get any louder. I'm not kidding. So, Bushido says, "Speak up, Manic," as if because that's what he would do if he was here.
He always says that. Speak up.
Yeah. Even if you're perfectly fine and balanced, that's what he'll say.
Yeah. Bushido needs his hearing
okay.
checked while he's at the hospital.
Yeah.
No offense, Bushido.
There you go.
Bushido's on that fucking that hospital fucking internet. He's probably back like 10 minutes. The shit's so slow. He's
asking for his third sponge
Yeah,
bath, and the nurse is like, "Mr. Bushido, we already washed your balls 3 times." He's like, "I know." Again.
If she has a fat, hey, hold on. If she has something fat going on in her back end, he's gonna ask for like 10 spats.
That's what I mean. It's their job. They're like, "Yes, sir."
Maybe Lexi was right. Maybe this podcast should be on a.
I think Mike. Yeah. Someone might keep running away from me.
Hey, listen, that means we can get gold-free memberships on Pornhub. Okay, let's carry on.
Yeah, we're a little vulgar sometimes, but hey. So, any other thoughts on Fable other than we're all excited for it? I just want to see it.
No, but I am gonna ask the question for each game that we all talk about. Do we all think Fable is a lock?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going 100%.
Yeah.
It's in there.
I'm
That's-
with
Yes.
DeMarco
And-
on that.
Listen,
The
they're
question
doing
is-
they're doing those subtle teases with the glitter thing, and I know, and Aaron Greenberg with the Able in the background. I know they're coming out and saying like, oh, it actually doesn't mean anything, but like, come on, you know
Yeah.
what you're doing when you do
See,
that.
that's-
Like when
no
you take
one-
a picture with Able in the background, you know exactly what you're doing.
And that's the thing, DeMarco. No one okayed that marketing and said, you know what? That's a pretty good ad for Everwild. You know what music we should put? And then they put that, and no one went, that kind of sounds like Fable. And they went, no, it's fine. It's 100% Fable. The first thing that I said whenever I saw that shitload of glitter all over the floor was, this man's getting paid for this ad, because that is he is spending the rest of his day cleaning this up. That is work right there. Like,
He
Him
needs
and
like
his whole
$1,000
family, probably.
vacuum.
yeah, he
$1,000
didn't
vacuum.
do that for fun.
Oh,
They donate. They're like, we're gonna give you a raise, and we're gonna give you a Hoover 9000 or whatever. So yeah. So
There's an actual article on the Fable website that talks about that video, and it shows off following a trail of glitter and how he's
Really?
missing for doing it.
okay. Or Jonah says, or this is the Bethesda E3. Is that what that means? BE3? Is that what Bethesda?
Bethesda E3, yeah.
Right, okay. E3
Ooh.
Starfield reveal in 2017 because there was the Field of Stars in the showcase design. We've talked about this on the Lorefield podcast. Yes, they were 100,000. They were going to show Starfield there or tease it in some fashion, and then they pulled it last second because they were ready. They were ready to show it, and then they didn't. I remember that. Yes, I'll never forget. I've talked too much. I feel like I need to stand up in a minute. So
All right, so all of us
Go
think
ahead.
Fable's gonna be there.
yeah.
All right, Red, should we make a list of what we think will be there?
Well, you know what, Assassin? It's funny. You made a list earlier today, and I have it right here. And it's a list of first-party games. And I'm pretty sure that you included the majority of ones that are most likely going to be... Oh, that's not the right one. Ah, fuck. I'm sorry, chat. Is
Yeah.
this good content? Let us know. Here we go. I got it. All right. So I got a list. Perfect. Let's go down this list right here. Are we gonna see? Now I'm gonna bundle in 2 games, just so we can have the conversation. 2 games by one company. Which one will we see? I know what I'm gonna say. Avowed and Outer Worlds 2, both by Obsidian. Which one are we going to see? Are we going to see a full-on gameplay finally of Avowed and then a teaser of Outer Worlds 2, or a little bit of both? What do you guys think? Arcane, you go ahead.
I'm gonna say Avowed, and that's honestly, I feel like I still don't feel confident that we're gonna see anything super substantial. I think Aaron Greenberg had put out a tweet either yesterday or the day before, basically saying, "Hey, we're not doing any CGI reveal trailers. Any of the footage you see, it's either gonna be running on the in-game engine, or it's gonna be an in-game cinematic, something like that. So it's gonna be like actual footage." But Avowed, I would say between the two of those is the more likely to show. Like Outer Worlds 2 is still a couple of years out.
Okay, Manic. Are you a big Outer Worlds guy? You ever been to the Outer Worlds?
Not personally, no.
Oh, okay. Well, would you like to be?
Yeah, why not?
Cool. So you're voting for Outer Worlds now. What do you think we're gonna see? And do you think we're gonna see Avowed or Outer Worlds 2 in some fashion? Both. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Avowed, but spoiler. That's my thoughts. But go ahead.
Well, to be quite honest, either one we see is going to be a result. But it would be nice to see both of them. But at the end of the day, either one we see is better than none.
Right.
I
Okay.
want to go next.
Yes,
Because we're gonna see Avowed. I'm putting, because I don't like, with this kind of thing, I made a decision very early on, like when I'm making these types of predictions, I like to go all in or not in. I don't like the 50% and we see it, like that's lame to me. So I'm all in on Avowed being there. As for Outer Worlds, what I want them to do, I really, really want them to do, in the style of the original teaser trailer, I want them to do something exactly the same, except this time they have like a second or 2 seconds of in-engine footage, and then the narrator, in the same style, narrating, we were told that we have to do this because Aaron Greenberg said so, or like, because Xbox marketing said so, and
that'd be great.
and
I
they
would
show
love
like
that.
2 seconds of in-engine footage. Oh man, I would lose
love
my
that.
mind. Because
That'd
honestly,
be hilarious.
That's actually genius.
exactly right. And as far as CGI trailers go, I don't mind them. I know people are gonna get like the broader audience gets mad at me because this is why Xbox clarified that we're not doing any CGI stuff, right? Is because they know that it annoys the majority of people. I'm not that majority. But as if you are going to do it and you do hate it, I don't think you can get mad at the way Outer Worlds did. But Avowed, 100%. Obsidian, make the other thing happen.
Oh, that's right. I knew about that. I'm going to take down this poll. I knew that. Aaron Greenberg said it. Thank you, Donnie Gazada. I owe you a... Never mind. Thank you for helping
Yo,
me.
and the pint.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna say
pie? You go
gameplay.
next.
I'm gonna say
I'll go
gameplay
last.
for Avowed 2. If I didn't say that already.
Okay, Mac, you excited for Outer Worlds or Avowed more?
I'm excited for both of them, but we're only going to see Avowed. I just think Outer Worlds is the teaser thing. I don't even think we're going to get a teaser. It's just too far away. It's just the way we already got that little. Oh, we're making this game, haha! Like how DeMarco just kind of explained it. Remember the trailer back in 2001? I just think they're put a lot of their work into Avowed. They probably got a couple people on Outer Worlds. They probably got like 20, 30 people working on it. But a lot of those people are on Avowed, and we're going to see at least a 5-minute clip or video of in-game footage of Avowed, I think we're going to get a little bit, and then I think it's going to be slated for early to mid next year for Avowed. Maybe even, it just makes sense. It's where it needs to be, so, and I can't wait. If it plays like, now, I know, if it plays like a Outer Worlds with like, swords and shit like that, like kind of like a Skyrim with, the Outer Worlds, I think will be good because I liked Outer Worlds 1. It was like a copy of Mass Effect a little bit, that I enjoyed, so definitely take a look if you've ever tried those, but it's a lock. I'm putting in a lock. I'm going to go ahead and just throw that first before anybody else does. It's a lock.
One thing I want to add to what you said, Mac, is sorry, when did you think it was going to be releasing?
Early to mid next year. Like, there's another game that I think is going to release like real early in the year. So we're going to have to at least put 2 months in advance between those. And then after
the reason I mentioned this is because they are not going to. There's no way they're going to kneecap themselves again by saying, all of the games you're seeing here are releasing in the next 12 months.
So they
Even
did.
though that's clearly not a realistic. Looking back, there was no way that was realistic.
So they did. So Aaron Greenberg, I don't know if you've seen it, Arcane. Aaron Greenberg literally said they have tossed that 12-month bullshit out the window.
That's good. Because they can't really afford to kneecap themselves PR-wise by saying that.
Agree.
Yeah,
I 100% agree, because if you get in a situation like we got this year, this last year, that Starfield, Redfall, all these Liza P, what else, Flintlock. There's so many games that are coming out within the next 6 months that did do it. Like, I think I don't know if you were a part of our podcast in the chat about 3 or 4 weeks ago. We had a conversation about this, and I said, I think if they were going to do it, don't give themselves 12 months. That's just not enough time. 18 months always seems like the perfect timing when, if a game gets delayed within the year, it normally goes about 6 months back. So
for Avowed, I don't think I would agree. I don't think we're going to get a solid release date. I feel like if they wanted to kind of be a little bit more careful about it, just give us a window. Just give us a rough window. Just say spring.
I think that's something the PlayStation
2024.
Showcased.
Yeah,
I think that's something the PlayStation Showcase did really well, and they actually came out and clarified specifically for Spider-Man 2, where they said, we just want to make sure we are going to hit it, so we're not saying anything. And honestly, in this day and age, same with apology letters, we all are probably sick of delays. So
we've gotten enough of those just this year alone.
Exactly. Wait until a month before release to give the I know that's going to be, some people are going to be like, well, I need to take off time to play the game, but like, that or delay,
Sorry,
I
my
don't
grandpa. I need to take off any time to play my game. Now you listen here, you little snippy snappers. Get your crim grab and your beat boots. Sorry, go ahead.
Team delay all day, every day. I'm team delay.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, because that's just that's sort of the under promise, over deliver. That every company could be, they could steer more towards the successful side. Sorry, I'm.
They can learn from that.
Yes, Assassin,
Yeah.
you wanted to go last, so it's your time to shine.
I did, and I'm gonna have to separate from the rest of the group. Not in the sense that Avowed's not gonna be there. I do believe Avowed is gonna be there, and like Max said earlier, we were discussing whether Fable or Avowed would open the show or end the show. Mac, what did you say for Fable? Do you think it's gonna end the show or start?
No, I think it's gonna start it. No, Starfield's
Yeah,
gonna end the show. I don't care what they say. They say there's one afterwards. I think Starfield will be the last 5 minutes of the show, and then they'll just transfer it over to the next show. That's why I don't believe it will be the last. That's why I just don't. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but to be honest, and I know this is going to be controversial because we have a lot of Bethesda fans in this panel. I can't.
Use your next words wisely, assassin.
So I was just about to say, no, just kidding.
No, be honest.
I mean, I love Bethesda, but in my honest opinion, I much prefer the Outer Worlds to Fallout. I'm sorry, that's just how I am.
That's
Outer Worlds is kind of like Mass Effect, like Max
Well,
said
they're
earlier,
very
but
similar, right? And wasn't
kinda.
I forget their names. The actual original creators of Fallout helped to. That was the tagline of marketing for the first Outer Worlds from the creators of the original Fallout, the old isometric one.
Yeah,
that was that was a big
From
sticking
Black
point for the marketing. So yeah, it's they're both very similar in style and dark humor.
Yeah. Well, what I was saying earlier, but I'm going to separate from the panel, I don't think we're going to get a release date for the Outer Worlds, but I do think we will see something from there, something in engine. Because the Outer Worlds 2, according to some of the developers from Obsidian, it's been in development since 2019 when the first game shipped.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning.
The majority of the team was working on Avowed, which I'm sure DeMarco you were about to say, but I would imagine there's at least a good chunk that has been working on the Outer Worlds 2 for a while. They even said the last time that they showed it, we have nothing to show. We're just announcing the game. He did say in-game footage. Aaron Greenberg, he said in his tweet. That doesn't really necessarily mean gameplay, though, does it?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a way to let themselves, kind of a way for them to have their cake and eat it too.
It's just another way. It's just another way, in my opinion, of saying CGI without CGI. I think I don't know. I hate when people say in-game footage. It kills me because I feel like if it's not actual gameplay footage, it's tough. If I don't see the camera moving with the guy or whatever the scenario is, it's kind of tough. It's like, I'll use for an example, since it's kind of something I watch it. I play it normally every year. It's 2K. Oh, we're gonna show a gameplay reveal, and the whole time it's just a cutscene of a guy dunking the ball, and it doesn't look like the actual real game.
It doesn't.
There's a difference. There's a difference between in-game footage and in-engine footage,
It's stupid. They need to just say, hey, this is a bullshit CGI trailer that we're giving you. We're just not giving it to you.
DeMarco was gonna say something there. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, in engine, you look at the tech demos too. Whenever you see any of those concept videos for Unreal 5, and you go, oh my god, this is amazing, but it's just this really small. I know that there's one of the bus station or the train station that kind of went viral that somebody made because it looked real, but that's an engine. So, when you have a full game that's doing RPG elements or whatever else it might be doing, it's a whole different demon that you're working with.
Yeah, it's a whole different ball game. But back to the whole Avowed thing. Yeah, I do agree with the panel. I think we are going to see Avowed. I think we are going to get a release window, release year for next year. I'm assuming with how many RPGs Microsoft has in development, we're going to get a big RPG every year.
I said every 6 months is what I said every 6 months. I feel like right now, if they do, they'll stretch them out every year and then come out in September. That's the only way it happens. They put every September we get Avowed next September, and then maybe In Exiles,
Outer
Worlds
and then
2,
the Outer Worlds
maybe,
2 the year after,
and then Elder Scrolls.
whatever they do show, I hope they're clear. They have a clear message on this running on an Xbox or this is running on a.
It is.
high-end
So at the bottom of the so there's a message that says that it will be on every video. At the bottom of the screen, it will tell you what it is. So it will clarify for if it will be on console, if it will be on PC, if it's running in engine or actual gameplay, whatever, all that scenario stuff, So
Yeah.
They show you video footage. What they actually show you is something running on a high-end PC and the device itself.
yeah, well they already announced it will say PC at the bottom. So if it says PC at the
Great.
bottoms, put yourself down a little bit on what the gameplay will look like on your Xbox if you have one. Depends on
Mhm.
Marco, he plays on PC.
I'm very excited to see what Avowed looks like. Please, someone tell me, anyone in chat, anyone on the panel, tell me if I'm crazy. This is not me getting on. I literally remember someone on the dev team of Obsidian, saying that we hear you about wanting third person. I'm not. This is real. I swear
here
to
we go.
God, this was a real thing that happened.
For some reason, my computer's about to shut off. I don't understand.
Oh, is your camera about to die too? No, does anyone else remember this? He said, yes, you are
No,
crazy.
it's in your head.
I remember them tweeting it out and saying,
I'm fine with it. I'm okay with it. I think every game should have it. If your RPG game should have both. I'm sorry, mainly games like this. So
Are we
Okay.
talking about Avowed having a first and a third person, like the BGS games?
well,
no,
Obsidian
Outer
games
Worlds 2
and- yeah.
specifically was what
Oh,
I was
Outer Worlds
talking
2
about.
specifically. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
'cause in
so
Outer
here's
Worlds
here's
1
the thing. Here's the thing. This is worth cutting you off for. I promise.
Okay.
Avowed 11 months ago. Avowed in job listings, they were looking for an animator for first and third person combat in their next game.
Oh, shit. 11 months ago?
11 months ago.
And this is
Posted by user no palpitation 1089. 11 months ago in the Avowed subreddit.
No Palpatine.
okay.
Palpatine can't. No palpitation.
He's lying. He's dead.
Okay, well,
I
anyway,
believe the Outer Worlds 2 will be at the showcase.
Yes.
I'm going
I
50-50 on Outer Worlds 2. I'm going 50-50. I think it's a 50-50 chance. I know DeMarco said he hates doing that. Like going all in or,
it's weak.
or not.
It's too
Well,
Commit.
I'm sorry. I think there's a chance, but I'm not going to put my foot down and say it's there. You'd be wrong.
Commit. Do it.
Yeah, put your foot down. Be firm.
All right, fine. I think it'll
Yes!
be there. I think it'll be there.
There you go. Love it.
Let's just
Yeah,
all
make
be
a
wrong. Just want to put that out there.
Yeah,
Watch
exactly.
all
that's
of you
right.
be wrong,
Oh,
saying
just-
no, it's not there, and then watch me be right, saying what the fuck?
I'm
I
the
said
only one that said it wasn't going to be. Well, I don't know if Manic went, but I said it wasn't going to be there. I don't think Outer Worlds 2. They have too much other shit to show. This game isn't ready, so that's where I feel.
yeah. Look at that. Yeah, Red. Look at that list. They have a lot of shit to show.
I
they're
know.
gonna-
We got to get through it.
Well,
So, hey,
We've got a lot of shit to show, plus they've got a lot of acts, people, what they want to see. People have been vocal about.
We're not even going to talk about third party at all. Like, we're not going to talk about third
Yeah,
party
because
games
we don't know
coming
what
or indies or
third-
anything.
It's because, well, you know what? It's a scenario of like you don't really know what third party is going to be there because there's so many other shows outside of like this with the Summer Game Fest. And
that's what I was about
now-
to say.
We just announced Capcom on Monday. We got a Ubisoft on Monday morning. So it's kind of my bad, Red. I know you were talking. There's a lot going on. That third party, excuse me. What's third person here? It's hard to judge what will be there because Sony marketing is just
what third
tough.
party publisher will not be at
EA,
Xbox? Square Enix.
Square. Well, yeah, they just made a whatever. That's whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
so,
they're about to drown in their own mistakes.
well, they just yeah.
No, I was just gonna say that didn't they say something about that there won't be any first party announcements at any other showcase this year. So any first party announcements will be at this showcase, at the Xbox showcase. So
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, then why do they have? So see, that's kind of weird because why does the Summer Game Fest have an Xbox logo there? So
They're probably associating the showcase with Summer Game Fest.
Yeah, but there's an ad that guy, what's his name? What's the guy that runs the thing? The guy that's a Sony pony guy that's really on Sony golf, whatever his name is.
Jeff Keighley.
Keeley, yeah, I can't remember what his name was.
Golf.
I was brain farting. They had a
Golf.
Hellblade 2 thing in his ad. I call him Golf because he's fucking retarded.
He also had
retarded.
Hi-Fi Rush stuff in his ad too.
Yeah, so there, there'd be DLC announced, maybe stuff like that. Like Hellblade 2 being shown there would be crazy. So I mean, I don't know. It's tough with third-party games and first-party games being shown at something like mainly first-party games being shown at Summer Games Fest when your show is literally 3 days later, and your show needs to be the best show you've ever shown in your life. So
Yeah. So there was a reason that I put those two games together, and it's because essentially we are 3 games in. Okay, so we got a lot to go. We're not going to go through everything. We just want to go through the big ones, and we can skim through some of the other ones. But hey, listen, everyone in chat, I don't know if you guys are still here. Give me a thumbs up if you're still here. We are almost at 100 subs. So if you have Twitter, if you have a way of sharing this out, as Jonas says in chat, do it. That'd be amazing. Seriously, we're so close. This is this is it. That'd be great. So So we got that out of the way. Let's go to something that we've been hearing. Well, we've heard about a lot of things, but we haven't seen it. One thing that I'm really interested in is Contraband. Do we think we're finally going to see Contraband? I think it's now or never, because this game, I didn't know that this was a first-party exclusive. I didn't know. For the longest, I had no... Because people kept bringing up, what about Contraband? I'm like, that game that got
it's
teased...
second party.
Okay, so is it only on PC and Xbox, or is it?
Yeah.
everything?
Basically, Contraband is a second party game. It's a new first party IP being worked on by a third party studio / publisher, being published by a first party publisher. So.
Yeah, ain't it
That's why it's
Avalanche?
second
Ain't it
party, it's right in the
Avalanche
middle.
Games? It's gonna be collab with Xbox Studios. That's gonna make it or whatever,
Right.
and then they're gonna be first party. Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
Avalanche is Just
it's-
Cause and Mad Max.
Rage 2.
Rage
They
2.
helped.
Yes.
They helped id Software on Rage
Hey,
2. Yeah.
There we go.
Me and Red are
That
big
game's so good.
Rage 2 fans, man. We talk about such a great game.
Yeah,
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 it's,
so
it's pretty
it's-
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
underrated.
it's under Xbox Game Studios Publishing, which is similar to PlayStation's XDev, where it's being published by a first party, but it is being made by a third party studio. That's
Gotcha,
basically
okay.
what Contraband is to Xbox.
Right, okay, so nothing is confirmed that it's exclusive, but it is under Xbox Studios, which means that they have all the rights to marketing at the very least.
Yeah, they have the right to the IP. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. So that's exciting. As far as just being excited, having a reason to own an Xbox. So are you guys? Has anyone played? No, you haven't. I already know the fucking answer to this question. No one's played Payday. You know why? You
I've
know what?
played Payday. We've been over this so many times.
I asked everyone to play
Has he
Payday. with me.
invited us?
I did every show. Listen, after the show is
No.
over, you guys. Okay, there you go. Perfect. So anyway,
I'm moving
that
stuff to the new house. So no.
This is the ongoing joke, right? That like the
No,
Payday
I'll
thing.
play
Yeah,
Diablo.
I'll play it too.
Everyone
Someone buys it
plays
for me.
Diablo.
I'll play Diablo. I'll play Diablo.
Everybody
every day.
playing
Fuck
Diablo.
Payday.
I'm playing
Fuck
Street Fighter
Payday
6
compared
right
to
now.
Diablo. Sorry.
So
I would love to
with
play Diablo with friends. That's it.
with regards to Contrabands, my thoughts on it, yes, I do think so. Comparatively to where I was like not so sure about Avowed, I'm probably wrong. That one is like most definitely going to be there. Like DeMarco said, just 100% commit to it. But maybe it's just because Contraband is something that I'm more personally interested in. It's described as like a co-op heist shooter, and it's from Avalanche, who have a history of making just completely zany, over-the-top action games. I mean, just look at Just Cause 4, where you're flying in a wingsuit through tornadoes, and then Rage 2, and I mean, granted, they focused more on the open world aspects of Rage 2, but Rage 2 was similarly like zany and over the top. So curious to see what they're going to do with like kind of a heist style co-op experience with this.
As far as
it's open world
tone
too, isn't
goes, sorry.
Isn't it open world as well?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
They're,
Open- so
Avalanche,
this is-
Avalanche
no,
pretty much
GTA,
almost
but just
exclusively
the
does
heists.
open world. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an open world co-op games set in the fictional 70s, is what it says. So
Yeah, I'm curious. My big thing is like, how are they gonna do if you're pulling off heists? How is the AI gonna be handled? Like, is it
Hopefully
GTA
not-
where you get out
hopefully
of the
not like
range for
Redfall.
X amount of time and then they just disappear?
Jesus.
Well,
Yeah.
I
Well-
just mean the Redfall fucking AI, that they just like the human AI has to be the worst AI I've ever seen. But then the freaking vampires
Yeah,
are, like,
how it's being
are like
how-
smart. I don't know. I was just making fun of Redfall.
How it's kind of being described is kind of like the Division meets Payday.
That's
Ironically,
what
in a
I
way,
that's
just
what I
set in
was
the
reading
Southeast.
into it. People were saying like it's
Yeah.
a Division game with like a Mad Max feel and like a Payday look, kind of scenario, So
Yeah,
I
that's
just want
not-
to throw this out there
If it's a
before.
third-person game, then like third-person shooter-esque game, then I'm into
I'm
it. 'cause
fine. Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
Just a-
I would
just a
say
10
as far
second
as for fuck's sake. For fuck's sake! I would just say as far as tone goes, I don't even care. Fuck this shit. No, I'm just kidding. As far as tone goes, I would, if you guys know, like, the 70s vibe in games is always very, like, it's got, like, the saxophone and the, we gotta get out of here, man. Get on out of here. Shit. I don't know why I went with, that was kind of not okay to do that impression. But, you know what I'm saying. It's got, like, the music. I'm wondering if it's going to be kind of like that vibe or if it's going to be a little more, like, little grittier, but it's in the 70s. I don't know. Everything 70s, I just think high-heeled dudes and afros and lots of lights and LSD and stuff like that. So I'm just I just want to know like what it is. I can't. Chad is like, you racially accurate man. No, oh god, I'm gonna get myself canceled before. Anyway, look. So I'm really. Is it gonna be because we heard rumors that Payday 3 is going to be open world, set in the open world of New York City with driving and all that. So
See, I'm fine with that.
yeah, I think that would be really cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just need to see it to know more. I'm just so excited that they're doing another heist game. And a lot of people go, oh, it's just going to be like Payday again. But Payday really was like more of a passion project in its early days. It became a cult classic. So now with all the love that it's gotten, all the money that it's brought in, like they are going full on AAA with Payday 3, and a little late, but it's the game is like 10 years old. Payday 2 is like 10 years old now, almost. I think it was 2014. Anyway, so I'm very excited about Contraband. I just really want to see it. Anyone else? Any other thoughts on Contraband?
Next.
Not on Contraband,
Perfect.
but the thing I did want to plug into you, Red.
Oh,
Payday
yeah, stick
3,
in me. Oh.
it got a leaked release date.
Oh fuck! Is it next year?
You're not gonna like it.
It's next year in November.
It's September 10th. This year.
What game?
I
Payday
don't.
3.
No.
4 days after Starfield.
It's just dumb. So
I don't know about that.
That's just stupid.
No, they need to not do that. That's all I'll say about that.
I mean,
like how the
you're-
This
whole
is how I know he wouldn't like it. This is how I know he wouldn't
the
like
whole
it. It's
panel
damn,
was like,
oh god.
The big heavy hitters, so we know Starfield's coming in September, and then it's reported that Spider-Man will potentially be releasing that same month. Like, those are the big heavy hitters, right? You release anywhere close to them, that's an
You're gonna
automatic
die.
death sentence.
There's
I
only
mean,
one game that will release in that time frame because it's going to release on the same day, and it is 2K. That's the only
Yeah.
game. That's it.
Yeah.
There's only them. It's
they're the only ones who can get away with it.
you got 3 games that are gonna in September. If you're and Mortal Kombat is at the end of
No.
September, so you got a lot of games. Payday is not coming out this year at all, so don't even think about that. And that would be the biggest surprise in the world.
Mortal Kombat's coming out in September as well.
Yeah, I think the 20th.
Yeah.
or something
Spider-Man.
Like that.
I don't mean to be a
Oh, okay.
buzzkill, but we have a
September 19th,
lot
I
of
think.
games to get through.
we sure do,
Well,
baby.
don't you
Yeah,
got all
you-
night? You act like you've been tired all this whole time.
It's not like this man's trying to organize a charity fundraiser for the kids, for the
Right,
children.
Exactly. Jesus Christ. All right, so look, another one. We're going to go by numbers here. That's not even what I meant to say. I am going to die here on live stream. State of Decay 3. Are we going to see something? I'm really
No.
skeptical about this.
Next year.
I say no as well. And I don't know why. It's just my gut feeling. Maybe because my gut is fucked right now. Mac, what do you think? You think we'll see something from it?
I'll be taking a pee if they do show it because that does not interest me at all. I just want to make
Okay.
sure everybody knows that. So no.
I've heard.
I'm gonna say no though.
It's people said that it's the leaks of the people that saw the gameplay said that it looks like The Last of Us now.
They
Listen,
Oh, Jesus.
they gotta fix the movement system in the game. They gotta fix a couple there. I know Coalition went in there and helped them a little bit. Some people did. I'm not sure how they did that. As long as they can get a better movement system and just stuff, I'm thinking the game will be fine. But I felt like when I was playing, I felt like I was playing Minecraft with a gun. I couldn't stand it. I don't know. I just hope they fix it. You know,
I think it's gonna be next year.
But I agree. I think it's gonna be next year, and I think it's probably one of those games at the end of the year they'll throw in there for the end of the year. You know, kind of just to get some sales. You know.
Yadani Kazada says Payday 3 is about broke millennials who owe student loans that are taking antidepressants, have to rob banks to survive because late stage capitalism. They're quirky and constantly making nihilism jokes. Are you sure you're not talking about Saints Row? The new Saints Row? Boom, mic drop. Risk It for the Biscuit says, Red, I ain't a little person. ... Taking me would be difficult logistically. If I went dead weight, anyone would struggle. Yeah, I just warned Risk It. I said, don't get taken, like in that movie, Taken. Because he's a very delicious looking young man. People will be like, ooh, sex trafficked, boom, done, you're gone. Okay, good. I'm glad you're being safe out there in the real world. Moving on. Yeah, so State of Decay. I just don't think, I don't know. If we all don't give a fuck about this, I like State of Decay a lot. But if we don't give a shit, then we have to say
if it is gonna be like open world kind of Last of Us, because the one thing I will say, if that is genuinely the actual direction, I love the Last of Us 2 gameplay in particular, and I a lot of people might not like it. I enjoyed going through the bins and opening every cabinet and finding things and not finding things 90% of the time. I enjoy that, so if they have something similar, I'd probably be really down for it.
Gameplay, perfect.
But they need it. Yeah. I haven't played State of Decay 2, so if Mac's telling me that the gameplay's bad, I'm gonna take his word for it, and then they need to tune that up, and it needs to have.
It's definitely a lot better now.
Well, Mac also compared.
I haven't played.
No, hang on. You compared Armored Core to Nier Automata.
I did. It looks just like it. It looks just like it. It just
he said that game is shit. This game is shit. He literally said it just like that.
It is. It's shit.
Anyway.
It's shit. I don't care.
No, it's fine.
Armored Core is dead on arrival, bro. I'm telling you.
Okay, we'll see. I don't know. You never know. So, does anyone care about State of Decay at all? We're just.
I kind of do, considering I can see the potential.
Yeah.
No, and I think if this list is as long as you claim it is, we should probably just move on.
Yeah, unless someone's super passionate about it. Yeah, Manic, did you ever play State of Decay?
Yes, I've tried State of Decay, and yeah, it me. And I do like zombie games, which is an odd one, but also it's like me. I'm not upset myself. I've got to be up early in the morning, so I am gonna have to love you and leave you guys.
It's all good, man. Hey, get you some sleep.
Wish you the best for the rest of the night.
You too. Thoughts and prayers to you, and what you got going on there. And thank you so much for stopping by.
Okay, and thank you for having me.
Yes, of course.
Guys.
Later, man.
Speak to you later, Mac. All right.
Bye, man.
Have a good night.
Later. Yeah, he was definitely tired.
Yeah, he's got some stuff.
It's like
on
2 in the morning or something there, 1 or something like that, 1 or 2.
Excuse me while I adjust literally everything. Nope, I'm breaking.
Yeah, we can move on from State of Decay if you want. I think we all agree that it's not going to be there.
Yeah, I think that's like the bottom line. I'm fucking things up. Chat, I'm sorry. I'm like fucking. Okay, all right, let's move on. I'll fix it in a minute. So some of these are just projects. So let's just go to the bigger ones. Are we going to see? I guess Everwild. Let's go to Everwild. Is Everwild a thing?
Yes.
We're gonna see.
Yes.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
Yes.
You go ahead.
That
was it.
So back in 2021, Andy Robertson, VGC, reported that the game was being rebooted. A lot of people think that when the game is rebooted, they just toss out the source code and everything, but that's not true. They keep some things and then they take a new direction with it. So apparently, and we did get some news about Everwild this week from Andy Robinson again as well. But the report from 2021 stated that Everwild was targeting a 2024 release date. I'm assuming that's still the case since there's been no update on the game until now. Apparently, according to Andy, Everwild is being proposed as more of a Viva Pinata type of game.
Yeah.
That sounds
So
sick,
kind
bro.
of like so it would be like a smaller, almost like AA size game. And this is from
Possibly.
Rare, right?
It's from Rare. It's a new
Have
IP.
they even done a new game since Sea of Thieves?
Nope.
No.
They,
Okay, yeah, so-
They've only been doing
yeah,
expansions.
I was kind of confused about like which one this was, but yeah, I agree with you guys. I think that we'll probably see a glimpse of Everwild.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people were saying they were combining it to they were comparing it to Ori in its early stages, like as far as the design goes, the art style goes, and like you were like a god, and that you were controlling beasts and whatever. And the issue is that there was like zero conflict, and they were like, people aren't gonna just latch on to no conflict, so they added some sort of combat system to the game, and they like completely reworked the whole thing. And so I'm interested to see what exactly it is. I was actually a fan of Viva Pinata. It was just a fun, chill game. You know, it was like playing The Sims or something. It was like, you know, you're just hanging out, beating things up, and getting candy out of their butts, you know. So cool. Everwild. Perfect.
You're so lost right now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm just trying to hold it together.
He's in a fog.
So, yeah. So, Perfect Dark. Speaking of fog, it's about damn time we see this. It's been in development hell from what we've heard for a long time. But Perfect Dark, will it come out of the darkness and come into the light and be called OK Light or Decent Light instead of Perfect?
No.
Dark? No.
Yeah, this one I'm gonna go with Mac. No.
No. This game
going
is not
no.
ready. This game.
You.
It's much.
It's going to be there next year with State of Decay.
Yeah, I agree. It's
Ooh.
a next year. It's a next year.
I
game.
can see that. Yeah. I can see those two holding hands, walking out together, saying, "We made it," crying.
DeMarco, you joining us in the no crowd, or you think that
I don't
or you
know
think
anything
yes?
about Perfect Dark at all. I can't contribute to this one.
Just say no. You'll be okay.
Just say no.
I
It's-
legitimately have no knowledge of anything going on with the development of that game whatsoever. I have not followed it.
Yeah, it sucks because it's like I said, dude. We talked about there's no CGI stuff, like full blown CGI.
Mhm,
I think that's where they're kind of still at. They're still in that CGI phase with all the BS that's going on. So you can't just show some alpha looking game or even like pre-alpha, or whatever. You know, you can't show something that looks like, it just doesn't look right. So I don't know. Without CGI, this is where these games that are on the bubble that are having development hell right now, like Prince of Persia, like the PlayStation games. I call it Faction. It's Fraction.
Beyond Good and Evil.
But Beyond Good and Evil is a weird thing because that's Ubisoft, so we don't know what they're going to show because it's third party kind of scenario.
Yeah.
Like they haven't shown it since 2018, 2019, maybe even before that. I can't remember.
2016.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's been so long. They're not ready, but I think that's kind of where we're at with this is because there's so much BS going on. We don't. It's so tough to pull it with no CGI, full blown CGI trailers. That's where we gotta I sit there and think this is a CGI trailer, kind of like how they did the Outer Worlds 2. Oh, this game is here. They can show it because they know they don't got nothing really but paperwork drawn up. You know, they know they can just do this little trailer. 10 guys can make this trailer and move on from it. You know, that's where I think this game still is because they're still not ready.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, if we're watching the showcase and Avowed or Fable opens it up, and then one of the other two shows up in the middle of it, we're all gonna think, wait, what the fuck are they gonna end it with?
I told you, Starfield.
And all of a sudden, Joanna Dark comes out.
Yeah, so
Starfield.
there is something that I want to bring
What?
up. There is something that I want to
go
bring
ahead.
up.
Ended on that.
So just real quick, so DeMarco, Perfect Dark, do you know what it is? Do you understand what the IP is? Like, are you familiar with it?
Nope.
Okay, so it's an Xbox exclusive. It got when the 360 came out, it was a launch title, or launch title. It was a launch title, guys, right? 360, Perfect Dark 0.
It was, but Perfect Dark was not
is
an
an
Xbox
IP.
exclusive back in the day. It was
Yeah,
originally
it's an
Nintendo.
IP that I was gonna say it goes all the way back to the N64 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just mean like
Yeah,
in modern
there
terms.
was a launch title for Xbox 360, and
And that's
that
Perfect Dark Zero.
was like yes,
Right,
and that was
right.
the last time we ever heard or saw anything from the
Yes.
IP.
So
And then this
basically-
one is developed by the Initiative and Crystal Dynamics as like a collaboration.
Yeah.
And Crystal Dynamics did the Tomb Raider reboot, and apparently there's like some creative friction between the two teams. And
Yeah, they should let Crystal Dynamics do it. Tomb Raider was a banger. Microsoft would be smart to just let them do their thing. They did such a great job with them Tomb Raider games, and this game fits that. Like, it's
Women.
a little different without the. It just fits perfect. And they already said that the
spy,
game.
stealth oriented. Yeah.
They already said that the game's gonna have first person and third person.
It'll be like
Which
Deus
is-
Ex.
So but it'll be even more like, but it will run similar. It's kind of weird, but that's like something weird when you play the old one back in 2005 or 6. It was just a first person game that looked like an old school game. So it's kind of weird when you go back and play it now that what they're gonna bring. Clearly, this is like a whole new reboot of the game itself.
Yeah,
with
and
the third
it is
person.
cyberpunky. It's very futuristic, cyberpunkish, but not. It's more like that sleek cyberpunk. It's not like the. I guess it's not cyberpunk, is it? Because cyberpunk is high tech, low life. I think is what the definition of cyberpunk is. So anyway, I think it'll be the espionage spy taking cover, hot chick behind the wall, like with a gun like this, and she's like, with her tongue out. That's part of the. I don't know. Anyway, so Perfect Dark. No, I agree. We're not gonna see it, but that's it. So let's talk about. Let's jump around. Is Gears?
No.
Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Is anything Gears at all gonna show up?
Not Gears 6, but there have been hints that they might do like
Collection.
a remastered,
Yes!
exactly, like basically Master Chief Collection, but for Gears of War, which that would be unironically one of the most exciting announcements for me, because I hold those games in high regard. Same thing as Fable, played through them back in the day. I have such great memories. And the Coalition, I mean, at least as far as maintaining the Gears franchise, I feel, and this is a whole other conversation, but I feel personally they've done a slightly better job than 343 has maintaining Halo. Like when you look at Gears 4 and 5 versus Halo 4 and Halo 5, and kind of the connectivity there, and I don't really know what I'm trying to say, but
I get you. No, it's a good comparison.
I want to stop you on the Halo thing, because Halo 5 was great. It sold really well. It stayed afloat for 2 years. Every Gears of War game since Gears 3 has died within the first 6 months. So it sucks.
I love Gears 5. Gears 5 I thought was great.
Shit, these guys will tell you. You know me on my friends list, but I was playing Gears literally like 2 weeks ago. I still play Gears. I'm a Gears guy.
The direction they took Gears 5 in, with like kind of very like open sandbox levels in the single player, was really like a very interesting version.
They were
of
kind
that,
of in this. Gears 5 was kind of in the same scenario that Infinite was. There wasn't enough content when the game first came out, and it took a little while to fix the season pass problems. It took a while to fix the little, minor. They didn't have as many network problems as Infinite does, but I mean, 343 sucks. There's been 2 bad games out of 3 that 343 has had. So Let's see what Coalition. Let's see if Coalition can hit a banger here. They bring this collection out, which is where I think I'm going to say yes, Gears Collection, and I think they're going to give us a small teaser of Gears.
I'm gonna pull the DeMarco dude and 100% commit and say that yes, the Gears Collection is gonna be there. So Gears 1 already got a full-blown like touch-up remaster remake. The only ones they really need to touch up are 2 and 3. Now 3 is still like my favorite to this day, so I would love to see 3 running like kind of on more modern looking graphics, and just I think it would be really cool. So I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, I agree. I'm 100% with you on that. I'm gonna lock it in like you 100% and agree. Yes, I think that we see this. Like I said, I still think we're gonna see Gears 6. I think we're gonna see like a small like in-game footage, like kind of cutaway of like a freaking wrench or whatever.
Engine footage.
Yeah, and then he's gonna be like, oh! But then he's gonna come across the screen, and then it's gonna go,
drop the hammer.
Yeah, or something like that. Well, I think Marcus dies.
Tomatoes.
I'm saying it now. Marcus dies in Gear 6. I'm just putting that out there. He's gonna be the big death in 6. Marcus dies.
Without spoiling anything,
I haven't played 5 at all.
Certainly with like 5, Yeah, I
Oh,
won't
fuck.
spoil anything, but towards the end of 5, there's a certain thing that happens that makes you go like, "Oh, okay, wow, this is going to be very interesting for number 6."
Yeah,
So,
the story. I actually think the story is really good in Gears. I mean,
and that's kind of what I was saying, where I feel like they've done a better job than 343 has with the storyline in Halo. It's been kind of all over the place. Gears, the story has been a little bit more consistent. So
it's over 6 games, gonna be 7 most likely. So
so I'm excited for the story with 6. But anyway, yeah, cutting back to it, Gears Collection 100% going to be at the showcase.
Perfect. I kind of agree with you, and I think that this is not going to be the only collection that we'll see, which was going to tie into multiple
Fable.
tangents, because so first of all, anyone else, Assassin, what do you think about Gears? Do you expect any sort of anything Gears here collection? Do you agree with the collection idea?
I think Microsoft is going to cuck us and say there's no Gears, no collection, no Gear 6, and the only thing we're going to see from Fable is the remaster collection. No Playground Games Fable.
You know that guy that goes, ooh, like he goes, ooh, that's if that happens, that's not going to be my face at the end of the show. Ooh, that would suck.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's my asshole afterwards.
No, I do think the Gears. I think Gears is going to get a collection. Not sure what exactly would it be called though, but I do think releasing a collection of the first trilogy would be a good way for newcomers to the Xbox ecosystem to get a good idea of what Gears is. You know, because Gears is one of Xbox's most valuable IPs. I think it's their second one.
I mean, it's pretty high up on their list of like as far as how much revenue it's generated for them, it's up there as one of their valued IPs. So
yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna say yes to the Gears of War collection. I'm going to say no to Gears of War 6. I think that's going to be the showstopper next year, along with Perfect Dark and State of Decay 3. I'm honestly gonna. We're doing the showcase prediction for this show, but let's be honest. Some of these games are gonna be shown next year.
Yeah. Hey. All right. Any other thoughts on the Gears stuff?
I think Gears Collection and tease for Gear 6.
Okay.
See, Monad,
I think they're gonna. I believe that they would follow it up. Like, yeah, it's coming.
Like a beta, they might throw a beta in the Gears. If you buy the Gears collection, you get the beta to Gear 6. You know,
yeah, Microsoft loves doing that all the way back since like Halo 3's beta was in Crackdown.
Yeah. That's what you hit it right on the money. I was like, Crackdown was it. See,
I wouldn't go as far as promotions personally, but I will say I think they'll lump them in.
I want to throw this out here because Monad says, "Could Gears only be a PC collection?" Hell no.
No, definitely not.
They would piss too many people off on the Series X's and stuff like that. And not just saying that I can't just load my Gears of War that I bought on the 360, but if you're giving these motherfuckers, no offense to DeMarco because I know he's a PC guy, but to PC people only 120, I would be pissed.
No,
even though I have a PC, I like to play my shooters on my Xbox. I would be pretty pissed as an Xbox gamer that doesn't own a PC or a good quality PC. I would be pretty pissed if that happened.
The irony of his statement is that Gears 2 and 3 are not on PC. So
if
they're going to do a collection, it's going to be on both PC and Xbox Day 1.
Yeah, that would be a dig, and that's a dig to Xbox people. Microsoft knows they can
Fable
make
2
money.
And 3. Those are not on Steam at all.
Microsoft wouldn't let that slide. They know they would lose a lot of money off that if that ever happened, because there's going to be people that just buy the collection without Game Pass.
Yeah.
Me. So
if they're going to do collections for Gears of War or Fable, they're going to release them on Xbox and PC Day 1. Yeah. That's how it's going to be. That's how Microsoft has been for the past few years.
All right.
So
sorry.
Go ahead.
Didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry.
No. You
Go. The last thing I want to say about Gear 6, that game is going to look super good because it's going to be running on Unreal Engine 5, and that's already we're going to see more and more games running on Unreal Engine 5, so it'll be really good.
I'm so sorry.
Nice.
It
I'm
fits,
sorry.
It fits so perfect. It fits so
If they're
perfect.
gonna do a collection of Gears, do you think they could do it on Unreal 5, or is that too much of a hope?
Potential. They might have already been doing it on Unreal
Yeah.
Engine 5. I think it's certainly a possibility. So
I will literally,
Cool.
I will literally uninstall the Gears of War collection I have on my Xbox right now and just wait for Gears of War on Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah,
I would
it's
just do,
yeah,
I would
it's-
wait.
It's just that
That
time
would be
frame.
amazing.
It's like in my opinion. I think the next game I want to bring. I'm gonna kind of skip us into the next thing since I don't know.
Wait. Don't take us anything yet. But go ahead.
No, what it is though is now you made me lose my thought there, Red. Damn it, that's the first.
Oh,
That's the
fuck.
old man stage. Damn it. What was that? Oh, the Gears 1. They
There you
made remastered Gears 1, right? Already, it was called the Ultimate Edition. It was a pretty good game. It was only at 60 frames though, so it's kind of a little inconsistent still. Which we're used to 120 now for shooters. Halo 3 needs to be remastered too, and this is where I wanted to lead into the next thing. Will they show Halo? I know it's just one of those things. And do we, it's something like that. Do we get these games have been, it's been 10 plus years for some of these games that have been bangers, Just look at Dead Space, look at Resident Evil 4. These games are great. And they're remakes, full-blown remakes. I think we need to get games like that. And then instead of these collections, that's my opinion. I mean, I'll be still happy with the collections, but to remake Gears 2 or Gears 3 would be amazing, or even Halo 3. That's just one of my thoughts. I don't know. It just kind of hit my head when I thought of Gears, being full-blown remake. That would be perfect. Gears 3 would be amazing because it was good on 360. So,
So let me throw this in here. So this is something that we're gonna jumble up, and we can just pick things out of this list. Okay, sorry. Oh wow, that is real. That is real life. Have you ever been nauseous 100% of the
Yes.
time? I'm like super shaky, and it's chat. Thank you so much for being here, by the way, and help us. We are so close to 100 subs, and we really need help. And do I sound desperate?
this
Yes,
man to
'cause I am.
100 subs. He deserves it.
Oh, listen at you sweet little man.
I want to talk about one. Can I talk about one? Game?
Ooh, me. Yes, go.
Me.
Yes.
Me. What the Flintlock Siege of Dawn.
fuck yes. Sorry.
Yes.
Yes!
Yeah.
That one will be there for sure.
You can
It
ask
will be.
Assassin. Me and Assassin talked
And we
about
don't
that.
need
I
it-
said that was one of my top games last year.
We don't need to talk about it any further, but I'm just
So-
really excited for that one. We know it's going to be there because I feel like anything that was at last year's showcase is a confirmation for this year because they did say originally it was supposed to be that 1 year time frame that basically none of those games lived up to. So now they basically they should be somewhere ready to go. But yeah, Flintlock Siege of Dawn looked really cool.
That was the one. I thought it was only first person, right? It's first person only. It's like.
What
That was
is it with you
that
in
was a
first
third-
person?
No.
It was a
I'm-
third person action game, I'm pretty
that's
sure.
what.
It's
That's
third
why I was
person.
confused because I remember a game being shown that was, first person, and you had a flintlock pistol, and it had like a lot of combat. It was real fancy. But then I heard people talking about Flintlock, and it's a third person. You play as a chick, right? What the fuck are you laughing about?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. Ignore it.
Okay.
Ignore it.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Okay, all right. I don't know what's happening. I love it. I love it here.
My brother sent me something. Sent it to you guys. Just read it
Okay.
later.
Fine. All right. We'll we'll all get on our phones and check that live. No. So anyway, so Flintlock. Yes, I'm interested in that too. Is that first party?
No.
No.
I didn't think so. Okay. So anyway, so here's the thing. I've been trying to get to. So speaking of collections, the teaser stuff, because we talked about like Fable, and if they show Fable and then they go, and we know that you're really excited for Fable, and here's something to wet your dick. So that's way too. I apologize. I shouldn't have said that. To get your butthole ready. And then they drop the Fable collection, if you will. It's sort of like a remaster, something akin to saying, we know that you guys have been asking for this for a long time. here is Fallout Remaster Collection, and they give you Fallout 3 Remaster, Fallout New
Nope.
Vegas,
No.
and Fallout 76.
As much as I wish they would, because they're literally
Hold on.
sitting on a pile of money by not remastering it. But no.
Let me throw this in here real quick, because the team that made Wasteland 3 in Exile, am I correct, Assassin?
In Exile, yes.
There's rumors that they're making a remaster of something that they don't know what it is. So there could be Fallout remastered. I'm not gonna say I don't want to get rid.
Oh, you're talking about the Fallout 1 remake?
That
Well-
right. You know, yeah. Because that was the was it Tim Kaine?
I can't remember what it was. Yeah, it was in
No.
Exile. I don't remember
No,
exactly.
Brian Fargo.
Brian
remember.
Fargo. Thank you. Yes. Tim Kaine was on.
Tim Kaine is at
Fallout.
Obsidian with Leonard Benesky and Fergus Urquhart.
Right, but Tim Kaine also worked on Fallout 2. Okay, look, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, they all did.
Yeah. So that would be cool to see Fallout 1, 3, and then New Vegas. I don't know. It's such an easy money grab, and like people would play the fuck out of it. And I don't know. People are dying for more Fallout, and if it means go back to and revisit the past with nostalgia, I say go for it. I don't know. That's one thing. So literally no one agrees with me. That's fine. We can move on. So other than that, okay.
Me. I got another one. one.
Okay. I'll have
It's
you
confirmed.
bounce around. Go ahead. Yep.
It's gonna be there. Replaced. The indie game
Oh
replaced.
shit! Yes, dude.
And
Oh my god.
again, don't need a whole discussion on it, but just that. Yes.
Yes.
I think it will be there with a 30-second teaser and release date. I think it will be there.
That's
Yes.
a game that I would love to see a shadow drop for.
Okay, you
Yeah, the
took
team
my next
there escaped
exactly
the
what I was.
Ukraine.
Yep. So I was gonna say, what game is gonna be shadow dropped at this show?
Replaced.
You think
Replaced.
Replace is the one? Okay, it's so.
If there is gonna be one,
That was
yeah.
That was literally my next
Forza
point. Was
Motorsport.
yeah, just to be
Or-
like, here's a new
or-
game, here's a collection coming, here's the shit. Look at all these exclusives. Look at Starfield. Look at this shit. Like everyone's gonna be just. I can't not be inappropriate. Go ahead.
Or Sea of Thieves, whatever update they have.
Third person
I
update.
was thinking Cyberpunk's DLC is what I was thinking was going to be
Man,
the shadow drop.
Mm,
If they have the
we
marketing
better
rights.
not.
that would be a big blowout. That would be a blowout announcement.
I'll tell you what. We better not see any shit for Halo Infinite. We better not see shit for Sea of Thieves or Grounded.
They already
Those
said
games
they
have had
already
their
they
time
already
to shine.
announced that they're going to show something with Halo.
I like
so.
Sea of Thieves.
Have they
I love
with
it too. I
Halo?
wish I had people to play with.
Yeah, see if these have been around for long. I agree that they shouldn't show it, but I definitely think there should be some type of trailer
I'll
they
hit you.
announce after.
They've
I
shown
think-
it at They've shown it during the showcase 4 times. Let it.
They've only showed Halo, what,
Let it go
twice?
somewhere else.
Yeah, so I think
Fuck's
like
sake.
I think they're live service games, Halo, Sea of Thieves, whatnot. Like people are more interested in seeing the stuff that is like a full-fledged game from them. Like we don't want to see like here's the latest seasonal content for Sea of Thieves or Halo. Like everybody's just not really. I mean, there are people who are interested in that, but at this particular showcase, I think to Assassin's point, I think most people are kind of looking more towards like the actual full-fledged AAA games that they've been working on in the
To add on to your
Yep.
point, Arcane, these are games. Yeah, they have a ton of people playing them. They have millions of players online every day. But these are not the games that Microsoft needs to show. These are the games that they've advertised nonstop for years.
Exactly, yeah. Like
if
this year
anything,
is
it
the
should-
year they need to show the new stuff. Like they need to bring in the big guns.
Yeah. If anything,
Well, take your cake and eat it
showing
too.
these type of games at a showcase, and I'm including ESO and Fallout
Someone say
76
cake.
in there as well. All of these live service games, they're just a reminder to a ton of people. These are the games that Microsoft has been showing for years instead of what we want. So it's a constant. Why are you showing this to me again? If anything, all of these live service games should be its own showcase.
Nah, I don't know. I
Where-
think that's a very grumpy take. I think you could do both. It's fine, to be honest.
No,
Yeah.
not with Xbox. No.
Why?
you
Why?
have- you have to-
but like you have to. You like. There's audiences for both of those games, though. Is you have like people who love Sea of Thieves, and you have people who love the live service titles. So it's basically just saying I'm not literally in this context, but It's kind of it comes off to me as this mentality of I don't like it. I'm tired of
Don't
seeing it
show
because
it.
I don't play those games, so they shouldn't be there. But that's like, well, what about everybody else who does play those games or who might play those games? Because now, I mean, look at the Pirates of the Caribbean update that they did for Sea of Thieves, right? That's something that'll bring a lot of people in. So you do something similar where you have another really cool tie-in and you might bring in a new audience to who's like, you know what, maybe I will try it out. So I think that you can't just ignore that entire player base entirely.
I think
personally.
I'm in the same boat as Assassin. I don't want to see them show that stuff, but I also
But do you play those games?
Well, no, I don't play those games. But what
There
I
you
was
go.
going to say
It's my point.
yeah, what I was going to say is I do also agree with you because regardless of whether I want them to show it or not, which I don't, they are most likely still going to be showing something with Halo and Sea of Thieves.
I don't
so
see them showing nothing with Sea of Thieves. I really don't. I think they're kind of just it's like over the hump kind of situation. Halo's only been out for a year and a half, naturally, so it's kind of like, and it still has,
but
it's
Halo
only on
season 4 is around the corner. Sea of Thieves
well,
season
they have-
9
yeah,
is
they
around
already
the corner.
said
It's
they're
on
gonna
that
show
list
it.
that Red
I mean,
had.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
what I'll say about the expectations of these live service games or gas games, look at what's happening every single showcase, whether it be first party Xbox or whatever, when it comes to like things like Elder Scrolls Online. Every single year, Elder Scrolls. Oh, I forgot Elder Scrolls is the thing. I forgot the Necronomicon is coming out. Oh, look, Shivering Isle or Somerset Isle is coming out. I could absolutely see Sea of Thieves coming out and saying, "Oi, laddies, here's what we got coming out this season. You can put your hooks in your arse and your arse and your hooks." I don't know. Look, in third person as I did, Red Wolf.
that was,
Yeah, so that kind of, I could definitely see that kind of, because I feel like they do need to fill the gaps, like big huge announcement, another huge announcement, and then like here's a little bit of something, and people are like, all right, okay, I get it. It's not really my thing, but I get it. And then the very next game, boom, big ass game. They do have to fill in the gaps to sort of cover all their bases. Mac is
I'm smiling ear
Woodstock.
to ear reading Jonas's comment. He says, "Oh, one more thing. The Elder Scrolls 6 will be available 7 years ago.
7 years
You've
ago,
already
yeah.
played it. You're welcome."
Yeah.
What the fuck? Yeah.
yeah, it's called the COVID
Yeah.
edition.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
there's a ton of people that want to see these games, and I think they should. I just don't think that this type of showcase is where they should see it.
But it is.
Like I said,
though.
I think they should have a
Well,
showcase after this
If
one.
20% of their community plays those games, they're going to show it. That's what you got to look
Right.
at that. Like,
they're not going to have like a PSA and be like in the middle of another show and say, hey, by the way, Sea of Thieves, like, because that's not their target audience. They are going to speak directly to the Xbox and PC players who play it, because that's the only place you can play it.
And
So-
mind you, they did it right too with Necron, which was they showed it and then they said we're gonna have a whole event for just that after.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
they still showed it at the showcase. And
Yeah.
they gave
At the developer direct, yeah.
and they gave an okay look at it too. They're like, here it is, like here's a tease. But it's gonna be and that, that's a good way to do it.
That would be a good way to do it. Both of them, like maybe early in the show, you show Sea of Thieves, say, hey, a 30-second clip of in-game footage of this new add-on they're doing, right? And then it goes off and it says, June 13th at 6 p.m. or later on in today at 6 o'clock, see the full actual gameplay footage and trailer. And then later on they kind of do the Halo scenario too. Just like, don't do them right next to each other, clearly, because that would be just dumb. But you
Yeah.
want them apart from each other. Like,
Yeah.
oh, Halo Infinite, they kind of show like a guy with because there's a whole new teleporter thing in Halo, kind of like backsmack a dude with it and going, haha, do you want to see this actually in game? Watch us tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern, or something like that, of actual 25 minutes of the pros playing or something, something like that. Just keep it simple, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, move on from it. Now, do I think that's going to be the case? No, but I think that would be the smarter way if you don't want it fully in the showcase, but you still have to show it for your audience, which is, like I said, Halo is literally 20% of Xbox. So it is what it is, and it's just how it is. And Sea of Thieves clearly is one of the biggest, service
It's one of
games
their
right
biggest.
now.
It's one of their popular games. Yes, I
Yeah,
agree.
so
Yeah.
You gotta look. I know, but I agree with you, and then I don't agree with you because it's just the way it is. It's just how Xbox marketing has to do it. They have to show it no matter what. I don't want to see, like I said, I don't want to see State of Decay 3. I could care less about that game unless this game looks magnificent and everybody's telling me it does. I will not even care about looking at the trailer if it doesn't look
Yeah.
good. But I don't want it. But it is what
And
it
plus,
is.
we are going to see one game later this week. We're going to see Forza Motorsports in their Forza monthly event on the 13th. So we're not going to. I think we're just going to get like a 30-second release date for Motorsport and just be done with it.
I mean,
And I'm not saying that to dog on it. I just think that they're going to go more into detail in that Forza monthly event.
Well, I think they're going to show. I think they're going to give us the release date or close to it. My bad, Red. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
like I said, the release date. Yeah.
No, it's okay. I forgot to touch on this because when we were talking about shadow drops, I forgot because DeMarco completely caught me off guard. I forgot how much I lost my shit when I saw Replaced. That game is so me. I'm like, oh my god, I love the vibe of it. It looks so good. Like, and I'm not like a.
Isn't there like a banger of a song on that trailer, right?
Yeah,
that, like,
dude.
It was like number one on Spotify and iTunes for a little bit or something.
Yes,
I think,
it's got that cyberpunk like. It looks so good. So, but that completely overshadowed my brain. Like my brain got like wiped literally after that because I forgot what I was gonna bring up as far as shadow drops. Assassin. Thank you, Assassin, for bringing this list today because it's been really helpful throughout the show. And shout out to chat, everyone who's still here. Really appreciate you being here. KY Bob just showed up and said Splinter Cell at the Xbox showcase. Oh, and he'll take off his. He'll go, kept you waiting, huh? That's a callback. But that would be sick. I would love that. Thanks, Bob, for being here, buddy. I appreciate you.
I mean,
wait. Maybe he's onto something. Maybe they show like a minute CGI teaser for Splinter Cell, and then the next day join us for the Ubisoft event for the full reveal. That would be something.
Oh, that's a way that they could get away with it. Be like, we didn't say it. We said no CGI at the showcase.
No CGI for first party. We didn't say third party.
What if you see the pew and like the green comes in and it's an Xbox symbol, and then it goes into Splinter Cell and it's him taking off his sunglasses, his fucking.
And it's Xbox exclusive.
It's Xbox exclusive. I don't know. That mean I don't care either way. As long as it's on Xbox, I don't care if it's exclusive. I just want to.
Yeah, I don't care either.
But yeah, because we need it back. I just need them to. If they're not going to get Michael Ironside, then they need to cast somebody that's old that can play the voice. Man, like Blacklist was such a good game. The gameplay was great. That voice actor, he did what he was paid to do, but he was like 25 years old playing a 58-year-old man, and I'm like, what are you doing? So anyway, I'm getting off track. What I was gonna say as far as shadow dropping, Age of Empire 4 console port. Coming at the showcase, getting dropped that night. I think that is a big possibility. Huge.
A lot.
Yeah. I know like the shadow dropping is like the big thing. Everyone's like, oh, just because Hi-Fi Rush did it doesn't mean every game. But that is an exciting thing. Whenever someone goes to watch a showcase, it's like, what if we're gonna get a game tonight? That'd be cool. At least I can check it out. So
that
Age of Empire 4. Yeah. Is anyone of Age of Empire ever play it? Just dabble anything? Being on PC? No,
I am not. But Phil Spencer mentioned during the Kind of Funny interview cast or a cast interview.
Yeah.
Age of Empires 2 was actually one of the most played games on Xbox in the month of January when it came out, alongside Hi-Fi Rush. So I'm expecting a decent sized audience for Age of Empires 4 when it comes to console.
Yeah, I actually played it. I played it on PC whenever it came out, and it took all 120 gigs or whatever it is.
Jesus!
Of my game. It's a huge game, but it is like Age of Empire is actually it's the type of game that I usually will play on PC because I'm not good at keyboard and mouse gameplay. I always had to plug a controller in, which I know a lot of people that play on PC do actually use an Xbox controller or whatever gamepad that they want to use.
Yeah, I use a controller.
Bro, listen to this.
Yeah,
a buddy of mine played Halo with a PlayStation 5 DualSense. I called him. That was cancer, bro. I was like, what?
It's so
I'm
funny.
like, why are you doing this to yourself? He started laughing.
I didn't know this, but shout out to Light, who is someone that we are now best friends with. We are great friends. We've known each other for a long time now. Light, who is a great Starfield content creator, and he's actually been touching on a lot of other content too, but mainly Starfield. He says that he plays on PC, And even when he plays on Xbox, he uses a PS5 controller because he's not a fan of the Xbox controllers. Which I'm assuming he's using the Brooks adapters, like I use. Yeah, so you can get the Brooks adapters, and they're so good. By the way, I love them so much. The Brooks
what?
adapter, they're called a Brooks adapter, and it allows you to play with whatever controller that you want, depending on which one that you buy. You can play essentially any any console with whatever controller that you want to play. So whenever I play on my PlayStation, I always use my Xbox controller. So, it's just preference. You never know. But so anyway, Age of Empire 4. That's Age of Empire 4. So maybe we could see that get shadow dropped because we know that it's a thing. It's a game that already exists. I think it would be good to just give people the option to play it.
I don't think we're gonna get nothing shadow dropped. I think that's just a rare commodity when it comes to games.
You could be right. It is. Yeah,
I
it
think
is.
we will get a shadow
Rush
drop,
How many
just not
games
for
have
something
actually?
first party.
Yeah, but how many games have actually shadow dropped? How many games have said, "Okay, we're ready today"? Boom. Like in the history of video games, like how many have actually done it? And how many have? I mean, Hi-Fi
there have
Rush
been a
was a
few.
hit.
Yeah, there have been a few, but not as prolific now as Hi-Fi Rush. Because whenever games get shadow dropped, they are just that. They are shadow dropped. You didn't know that they released. That is literally where that term comes from. So this being a shadow drop, they're announcing that it's out right now. So you can still call it a shadow drop, but everyone knows about it. So that's sort of the difference. But anyway, we can move on from there. There is another big. So another big one here that I'll tell you. So I was tell you right off the bat, I don't think that we're gonna see this, but Indiana Jones, I still think it's way too early. This game got announced a year and a half ago, wasn't it? A year and a half ago.
2021. 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
2018. That was Starfield.
This
I
is
was like,
where this is where I'm going to actually be the dissenting opinion. I do think we're going to see Indiana Jones.
I think we're gonna.
And
see it too.
Gameplay.
one of the major reasons why is because literally a couple of weeks later, we have the final film coming out. Like that, it's the perfect opportunity. It's the perfect opportunity for them
People
to
have said that before.
capitalize on it.
It doesn't
Cross-marketing?
work that way. It doesn't
Yeah,
work.
the
I
cross
know
marketing.
That's what a lot of people like to speculate that, but there's been plenty of examples before. Like they tried to do that with Spider-Man. They tried to do that with the Arkham Knight when that was coming around, and it never works out that way. It just doesn't. And on top of that, you also just keep in mind too, you have to weigh the risk of what happens if the movie comes out and it's terrible.
Well, it's
And now
already
now you're
getting
promoting
some
your
kind
Indiana
of
Jones game, and people
Yeah.
go, "Oh yeah."
It's been getting some middling reviews, and I mean that's a whole other conversation we could have about like how that movie's going to turn out. To your point, sorry, when did we say when was the game actually announced? This was 2021.
January 2021.
Okay, so do we think that that was when they actually started working on it, or have they been working on
No.
it before then?
According to leaks, it's been working. They've been working on it since 2019.
Yeah, then
Keep in mind
think-
when Youngblood came out.
Yeah, so
Yep.
and yeah, Youngblood was their last game, and so we're due, I feel personally, to see something from Machine Games. And I feel of the two projects that they're working on, which would be Indie and supposedly Wolfenstein 3, I think that Indie is the one that would be more likely that we would see first at this point. Just my personal gut feeling. So I'm going to be the dissenting opinion. I'm going to say that yes, I do think it's going to be at the showcase.
Sorry, KY Bob. I'm trying to find your comment, buddy. I don't see anything in the chat unless someone. No, I would have seen if someone removed whatever you were trying. All I see from you is the not exclusive.
Yeah, type it
just the
again.
marketing right.
Type it again, KY.
Yeah, type it in. I'm sorry, dude. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't go through. I don't know what's going on there, but I just want to shout you out. I'm not ignoring you. I just didn't see anything. Anyway, So good points, Arcane. I just don't see. I don't know. This is not the time or the place to be teasing things anymore, and I think that's why they made it very, very clear that they're not doing any of the CGI trailer, that kind of stuff. If the game got announced, I mean, look, even if the game is in development for 3.5, 4 years, games are taking longer and longer to make these days. We're talking 5 to 6 years, 7 years. Even Starfield's been in development now for
8
years. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, and Cyberpunk was similar, a little bit longer than 8 years. And look how that turned out. So, and that's like a 500-man team, but so is Bethesda. So, I just don't know. And I'm not saying that Bethesda is, but BGS or anything like that. I'm specifically talking about BGS being a giant team, like CD Projekt. But that's just like, that's literally the only reason that I feel like we're not going to see any gameplay from Indiana Jones. But I'm really excited to see it because Indiana Jones is such a feel-good. If you grew up watching it, such a feel-good IP. So I'm glad that they got it.
And that's the thing. Like, I think, like, I do think ultimately you and DeMarco are gonna end up being correct. I guess selfishly, and going with your, like, yeah, I grew up on the Indiana Jones films, so like I have fond memories of those. And I guess selfishly, because it's been so long since the last Machine Games title, like I'm ready to see something from them. And yeah, but so I would like to see it there, but yeah, I
have one unique point that hasn't been brought up that is my personal reason why I believe it won't be there, which is you have so many games. I don't see, ultimately, to me personally, the way I'm logicking it in my brain is this, out of everything on this list, this is the one that I would probably be on the fence for, but I'm saying no. And the reason why I'm saying no is because this title is likely would not come out until holiday of next year. And if that's the case, it means that they have plenty of time to market it and give it a really nice spotlight when it's closer to being finished, when it has a deeper level of polish at the events next year. And it's the kind of game that I know that a lot of people want to see, but it's also the kind of game that I think is very possible to be held over as the exciting thing for next year. Because after Starfield's gone, you have very huge question mark as to what's in the air coming from Bethesda Softworks, because obviously Tango Gameworks has gone completely silent, because Arcane just released, and I know there's two separate studios, but Arcane just released Redfall, so they might go quiet for a bit. And then that leaves kind of Machine Games and ZeniMax Online. So personally, wait.
Yeah, and I agree. It's a completely valid point. So
okay, hey, so KY Bob, he DM'd me and he wanted to give a shout out to his channel, and KY Bob, just at kybob.com. Bob, no, seriously. I can actually link your channel in the description after the show.
Yeah, I've been a part of Bobby's show and stuff like that. Good guys on there. Mr. Bushido is actually, that's where Mr. Bushido actually is. His main show is on Thursday nights at 9 o'clock Eastern. I support Bobby a lot. Bobby's one of my really good friends outside of the show. And there's a lot of good guys on there. You got what? DeMarco, Fabio, you got Power Man, and you got Noof and Bushido. So, and then KY. So they got a couple guys on there. They got 5 guys that are normally on there.
And then 8
Clearly,
other guests that he has. No, I'm just kidding.
Sometimes he does have a lot of guests, but we've talked about that. And Optimus actually was on there. The guy, DeMarco, I don't know if you remember Optimus from a few weeks ago. He was actually one of the guys that was on it. He actually, him and Bobby, whatever, they just pretty much went their own ways. But they were a part of that. And Bobby's a good guy, so definitely.
Yeah. So
take a look if you guys can.
KY Bob says he wants everyone to come out and support the guest on this coming Thursday on their show. They're going to have a guest on there. It's going to be Kernobi. She's a Twitch streamer. She has never been on a podcast before, so she's really novice, and she needs some support out there. So go check out his show this Thursday. And I've never met her. I know who she is. It's Kern. It's Kern. No, wait, I have met her. I have met her.
Kern. I know Kern.
Yeah, Kernobi. Yeah. Yeah, so she'll be on her first podcast ever. She'll be fine. She's a Twitch streamer, then it's fine.
Yeah, she's got like she averages like 30 or 40 views on Twitch at a per time, so she's all right. She'll be okay. So
yeah, but we got you. We'll come. We'll check it out, and I'll link your channel in the description below, and I'll put it in big caps, big fat thick caps. So there you go, Bobby. Yeah, you support us, we support you, buddy. So yeah, everyone go check him out. That's exciting. It's exciting. So let's go ahead and run down this. We're at the end of our ropes here. I'm at the end of my ropes. So let me just bunch this into one little. We actually talked about. Oh my God! Wait a second. We talked about all this. So there are 4 projects.
Mac,
that. Yep.
Hold up, Red. Mac, did you talk about Indiana Jones? Because I haven't.
I did. I said it would be there. I agreed with. I said it would be there in some
you
type
agree
of
with
way.
Arcane?
Yes, I actually think it would be there. I think it's just something they could just, 18 months is where I like to put these games at when they're getting ready to release. Start showing them about 18 months in advance, and this is where you would show them. So I do think next year. I think sometime next year, maybe even the year, maybe the year after, maybe mid 25, maybe early 25. But I definitely think it will be about 18 months from now. So that's goes into February of 2025 is where I would actually put it. So at the latest. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I kind of agree. The movie's coming out. I heard bad things about the movie. I heard the movie sucked. It's bad reviewing all over the place. So I don't know if you want to see it or not, but I think
there's no way it's as bad as Crystal Skull. I refuse to believe it's as bad. Because it's James Mangold doing this.
Well,
guy has such a high pedigree and such an amazing filmography. I would not be able to believe that he'd be able to.
Well, they said the early showings, people were
like
really disappointed in it,
Well, critics don't know good movies nowadays anyway. Red, what do you think about Indiana Jones this year or no?
No.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to agree with Red and DeMarco. I'm also going to have to say no, because I think they're going to show Wolfenstein 3 instead. They've already had a job listing.
I forgot about. Wait, hold on. Machine Games is making Indiana Jones, correct?
Yes, they're making both.
Oh, then change my vote. I forgot about that. Change my vote. Fuck that. Sorry. Okay.
But the only reason why I'm saying Wolfenstein 3 is because one of the social media positions is one of the requirements is familiarity with previous Machine Games titles. They've only released one franchise IP in the past few years, and that's Wolfenstein. I think we're going to finally see Wolfenstein 3 in engine, and it's going to be released next year.
I would love for it to be a situation just like it was at E3 2017, where it was rumored that we would see the next Wolfenstein that year, but we didn't know for sure, and then they revealed it, and they're like, boom, we're dropping the game in just a couple of months. Like, I would love for that to be the case. I don't think that is going to be the case. I'm going to stand firm and say that of those two, I feel like Indy would be the one that would be more likely to be shown, potentially.
Well,
I'd love to be wrong. I'd love to be wrong. Yeah, I'd love to be wrong, but I think Wolfenstein 3, unfortunately, is probably going to be a little bit further away than I would personally like, because God, I love Machine Games Wolfenstein series, barring Youngblood for several reasons. Wolfenstein: The New Order, The New Colossus, they had The Old Blood, which was like a little prequel spinoff. Those 3 have been excellent, top tier, narrative driven, single player, first person shooters, and so I am very invested in the story of BJ Blazkowicz and how they've reinvented him for the modern age from just a very generic set of pixels on the bottom of your screen to like an actual 3-dimensional character with personality. I'm curious to see how they're going to finish out that modern trilogy of games. That's going to be really cool to see.
Yeah. Well, no matter whether it's the 4 of us right with Wolfenstein 3 or you being right with Indiana Jones.
Wait, who's the 4? The 4 saying who's the 4 saying Wolfenstein 3? I'm not Wolfenstein 3.
Me.
This man.
Wait. So DeMarco, we're not going to see. We're not.
I don't think Machine Games. I don't think Machine Games is in this one. No. I don't think Machine Games is here.
All right.
And this
well,
is what
since-
sucks is like I know that he's right, but I don't want him to be right.
No, but see, Arcane. If you've been following the show, he's even said if he disagrees with somebody, he's usually in the wrong. So all we have to do is disagree, and we will manifest.
Yeah, I'm wrong about a lot
That's
of
the
things.
whole goal.
Well, you know what?
I'm wrong. I was wrong about like there was just one showcase. There was with the Starfield delay in particular. I think that was where it kind of spawned from, and I was like, it's gonna be fine, it's fine. And then I was like, there's nothing saying it's getting pushed to the second half of 2023. And for what it's worth, I had great evidence. I supported it with facts and logic, and I was wrong.
And then Todd decided to say, "F you, we're moving to next."
Yeah, so I
DeMarco,
guess just go ahead and like
nope.
just
Todd
go ahead
just
and count
cursed
me
you.
down as like I'm hoping to manifest Indiana Jones at the show then.
So
I guess that's what I'm doing.
Yo,
then.
Arcane. Imagine the look on DeMarco's face. It's not going to happen, but just imagine the if Indy and Wolfenstein 3 were there.
Oh god.
double
it's-
whammy.
I don't like to
I don't like
be
it
the guy
either,
that like
but still.
rubs it in someone's face, but it's,
Oh no,
yeah.
no, not to rub it in his face, just to say.
You're gonna
Yo,
rub it in my
DeMarco.
face, assassin. You're gonna.
I mean, yeah, kinda. But I won't remember if that ever happened.
Yeah.
I'll be like,
but-
hey, you finally get to see it. Hey.
I wanted to shout out. KY Bob says no, the Thursday after the showcase. So that's whenever he's having the show. And I apologize, KY Bob. And that'll be $15.74. Thank you. Yeah. So check him out. Not this Thursday, but next Thursday after the showcase. No, wait. No, that is after the showcase. Bob, what are you talking about? It's fine. He's confused. It's okay. So
We gained 2 followers, by the way, since the show started.
did we really? What are we at? 86.
85. No, we're 85.
Yeah, you didn't
No, we
see
only
they
gained
said
So
one.
we gained 1. Okay.
One. Okay. Last I looked, it
Whoever
was
that
83.
is,
So
I want to know who you are. I want you to say in chat right now who
Make
you are.
yourself known to us.
Yes, thank you so much. Sincerely
What's up?
appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Really appreciate that. And I'm sorry, I'm not very good. Right now. All right, so
we're
there
only
are-
moving on.
15 away.
We were going to talk about like some of the projects that are still under
Yeah, we're
code
gonna do
name.
some
Exactly.
rapid fire stuff. Rapid fire.
It's 100% what
Yeah,
I was going to do. So there are 5 projects that are in production right
In the
now
works.
and in the works. Yeah, so we have Kojima. You know, that's the Overdose potentially. Belfry, Midnight, Cobalt, Shaolin.
Okay, so remind me who's working on each
Assassin.
of the Kojima. I don't need an introduction to Kojima-san. I know everything I need to know about him. But like
Okay.
Belfry, Cobalt, I'm not familiar with any of it.
Okay, so Belfry, a 2D side-scrolling type game similar to Princess Monoki. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's being made by Stoic Studio, the team behind Banner Saga.
Oh, okay.
Midnight is a coming-of-age dark fantasy story from Compulsion Games, third-person, over-the-shoulder, the kind that Red likes. set in
Those are the
America's
guys who
South.
did We Happy Few,
Those are the-
right?
Yes, that's
Yeah, that's
the-
Okay, that's
that's the
going to
game
be
that
one
they're
I'm
working
curious
on.
to see. Yeah.
Project Cobalt is the first-person shooter steampunk RPG from In Exile, from Brian Fargo Studio, who we talked about earlier. And Shaolin is the anime-like third-person open-world kind of looter shooter in a sense, with the Wu-Tang Clan style theme to it. The music group.
Yeah, the Cyberpunk game by In Exile is New Vegas, just reinvented to a different name. It's gonna be a remastered. That's what I'm going with, or a remake. Excuse me. They're gonna have a random
No.
Fallout game.
Now, Project Cobalt is a new
So
IP.
so you said it's
not
a
Fallout.
first-person shooter with like a steampunk aesthetic.
Yeah,
steampunk.
That's the other
Yeah.
one. That's the other.
Yeah.
Game. They're making 2 games. That's
Yeah, they're
That-
making 2, but we don't know the name of the project for the second one, and that one is
yeah.
further out.
I've always been a sucker for the steampunk vibe ever since I played the original Dishonored back when it first released. So like anything with steampunk, I've always been like super interested in. So that sounds pretty cool.
Steampunk with Dishonored. Does that really match together? I don't know.
Well, no, I mean Dishonored,
Dishonored has
like
steampunk elements in it.
yeah, it's. I mean, you could.
especially
It's
Dishonored 2.
yeah. It is more of like a steampunk-ish, Victorian era kind of. Yeah, exactly. So like
You're going with the era than more than the actual style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been a fan of that kind of since then. So anything with like a steampunk style, I immediately kind of sit up in my chair and I kind of start paying attention to that. So that one, and it's coming from the guys that's in Exile who did Wasteland.
Yes. That's
so-
the team that made Wasteland and Bardsdale.
Yeah, and I haven't played Wasteland. I've heard it's really good for what it's worth. I hear it's like a really great series. So, it'll be interesting to see them tackle a different genre from what they're accustomed to, which is like the isometric top-down stuff. So
Cool. So what is that? I mean, the only one that really caught my ear was the side scroller one for some reason.
What about just if we're doing some rapid fire stuff, Hades 2. Nobody here really likes like indie games besides me, I feel like.
I need to play more indie
Fuck.
games. I've told you I've told you that on multiple occasions. I need to play more of them.
I'm the only that's why like Replaced is the one I bring up.
What the fuck, DeMarco? I love indie games. I just talked about how I only like third person over the fucking shoulder open world RPGs. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
No, I don't
Thank
make
you.
that joke. That's just
I know. I'm sorry. I feel so
I know what you
bullied.
No,
No, DeMarco, you pinned that on me, but you didn't deny it either.
Shut up. And so we have some really cool indie games in the form of Replaced and what was I just saying? Hades 2 and also maybe a new Ori game would be pretty cool, but I don't think so. But
Yeah, and you recently just had you finished Planet of Lana, and
Planet of Lana was amazing.
did you cry or anything? Was it that kind of game? I haven't seen anything about it.
I can share my reaction with you after because Jonas, who went to bed for the night, clipped part of it. But there's some apps. I'm very difficult to make me cry. I either need to be like already in just a mood where I'm feeling emotional over emotions that I haven't processed yet.
Yeah.
And then something. So like I'll be in the movie theater watching, and characters will just be like happy, and I'll have this repressed feeling of isolation that I haven't acknowledged, and then I'll start tearing because all the characters are acting as this big happy family, and that's when I start crying.
Yes, dude. I will cry when something really fucking cool happens. Like I don't know how to describe it, but like let's say like something that like affects me in a way that like Spider-Man comes in and like curb stomps a guy or whatever. I'm like, I don't know what it is. I'm kidding, but you know what I mean. Like something that's like super like something like actiony that happens, and I'm like, it's so cool to me that I'm like emotional. I don't know how.
I get the same way.
Yeah,
so
that's so funny.
So,
That's so funny.
Planet of Lana, it's hard to make me cry. Is there something going on with Assassin's mic? I just hear like clicking.
Oh, that's me messing with batteries.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, I thought he was like loading.
Where'd you get the batteries from? That's the real question.
Planet of Lana, though.
Jake says
Planet of
DeMarco
Lana,
gave
though.
it a 10 out of 10, a perfect score.
So I'm about
I would
halfway
give it-
through DeMarco. I'm about halfway through that game of Planet Lana, and for what
I
I've played
wouldn't
of
give it
it,
a 10. I wouldn't give it a 10. I did have issue, but
what I would say is I love platformers and side-scroller platformers that are like that game, like all of them. Shadow Complex, Max Curse of the Brotherhood, Unraveled, so many good games that are like that. And a little bit I played of it, it's really good. It's really unique. I mean, clearly I'm sure it gets a little bit harder down the road, but the little puzzles you got to get, and like there's a time where like this like hog-looking monster chases you and it knocks itself out.
Spoiler!
It ain't that much of a spoiler. And you can kind of drag the dead body around with and jump on top of it. It's pretty cool. And by the way, I've already got all the shrines outside of the last like 3. So
damn, wow, I got like 3 of them in total.
they're
so.
tough. They're tough. They're tough. You'd be like, I was swinging, and one time I made a mistake and I jumped and I just fell right into the shrine area. Sorry, I know we're going off topic.
I was working the day that DeMarco was streaming that, but I was watching his stream on and off, and the thing that struck me the most was the music. I was
just about to
dude,
say when
this music
reacted to the
is
music,
like,
yeah.
and I was busy like at my full-time job, but it's like making me hard to concentrate. Honestly, I'm like, oh my god, this music is just incredible.
Wolf, give it a try. There's one moment in particular that I want you to experience where it plays song music with lyrics in it, and that moment was like the best goddamn thing I've seen in a game in a long time, and it's fresh off the heels of me. The last game I had finished was Redfall, so that was a great palate cleanser.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
and look at Jake being a great supporter. He says downloaded it off Game Pass solely off of DeMarco's recommendation from his stream. It looks beautiful.
I was gonna say like I wasn't particularly interested in it, but after watching that stream and just hearing DeMarco pour heaps and heaps of praise on it, like I am very intrigued now. Like I am very like I do want to play that eventually.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch the whole stream, so I didn't get all of it spoiled. So hopefully I can play through it with a
there
fresh
is something
pair of
to
eyes.
be said about this whole segment. Should just be called the music segment, because there is something to be said, and I brought this up before. When it comes to music and games, it can absolutely, or anything, just anything, it absolutely can change the entire way that you feel about it, the way that impact happens with cutscenes or dialogue or just delivery of any sort of narrative whatsoever. So DeMarco, you brought up. I can't wait till you get to a part where there are vocals, where there are lyrics, and that's how I felt. I have never wanted to be a 16-year-old girl more in my life than when I played Life is Strange. Somebody's gonna clip that.
Weird segue, but yeah.
Yeah. So
Go
no,
on.
I'm kidding, but no, like that. Not that I wanted to be. It's just I didn't. That is like Life is Strange. They have picked some of the best music in the world for that tone of game, and like look up the song Crosses. Just look up Life is Strange on Spotify. Life is Strange 1 playlist. Just look up that specific playlist, and there's a ton of music that is just very somber, melancholic, but it fits the mood. Like you feel like you really can inject yourself into that era because we've all been there. Like it's just like kids. Like we've all been a kid at some point, you know. So there's something to be said about that the music could have totally changed that game entirely. The same way that I felt about Cyberpunk. Whenever Cyberpunk came out, I thought the music was good, but it's just a lot of this very extreme metal, grungy, and I think that stuff is awesome. But Cyberpunk, I went and I made a playlist. It took me about a week and a half or so. Every now and then I would add a new song that, again, melancholic, somber 80s synthwave instrumental music. And what I did is I turned off the music on Cyberpunk completely. Put on my headset, turned on the playlist that I had on my phone, turned it down to where it was just enough in the background. I went and put another 90 hours into that game, and now I'm like, Cyberpunk is one of the best games I've ever played because it completely changed how I felt about that game. Completely changed how I feel about the game. Like these moments of like really intense emotional, like where you're like talking over someone who's like about to die and they're like pouring their guts out, and the music isn't like this weird stringy like the whole time. It's like this really, it's the 80s synth wave. It's like very, and I don't mean like Vice City. I mean like it's very like emotional type synth wave type music. Completely changed the game for me. So yeah, music in video games. That's an interesting. We're off topic. The show is pretty much over. But we're off topic. So I'm gonna take the opportunity to ask everyone that question. Has there ever been a game that really has hit you emotionally because of the way that the tone matched the music? Anything like really?
Mass Effect 1.
So, baby, yes.
Entire Mass Effect trilogy. Are you kidding me? The entire trilogy,
the
man.
whole trilogy, yes.
yeah,
But Mass Effect 1 in particular at the ending.
Oh,
and
God,
I hadn't had it spoiled. I hadn't had it spoiled, so I thought that.
Well, hang on, wait, careful. Assassin has not finished Mass Effect 1.
I thought that there was a big reveal that was going to happen, and it didn't happen, and it blew me away.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
There was,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was
that
like
song at the
poor-
end of the credits from N4 at the end of the credits in Mass Effect 1. I listened to that like that's literally
where will you be
when this is through. It's like it's a song that's like 8.5 minutes, but it's like probably my favorite use of licensed music in like an end credits sequence. It's such a great song.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say like the entire Mass Effect trilogy for me is the last time I remember getting super emotional. Like the very first time I played 3 and I played
you're
that
gonna say
intro,
Leaving Earth, right? Leaving Earth.
Leaving Earth.
Yes.
Oh my
Fuck,
god, dude!
I have never like
Yes,
cried so hard
it's-
in the beginning of a game. Oh my god.
I still like sometimes it comes up in my playlist on my phone and
Yep.
I have to skip it because I'm like because I'm gonna burst into
Nope.
tears.
Yeah, I can't. Thinking about it in my
So-
head because y'all can't see my arms right now. Mass Effect is my favorite of all time, by the way. But
So good.
Mass Effect 3, and we're not going to spoil anything, Assassin, so don't worry. But Mass Effect 3 Leaving Earth, that soundtrack is so impactful because it is sort of like the embodiment of Mass Effect trilogy in general. It is like this overbearing, looming doom throughout the whole entire trilogy where everyone is just hanging on by a thread trying to make it, and this music is just like this very soft
It's-
piano music, this
it's-
dun, dun, dun,
that
dun.
that
And then
one
it's
track
the Reaper
that
music
one
coming
track,
over top.
yeah.
Oh my god, just
that one track in the very beginning that sets the tone for the rest of the game. Like that shows you like what kind of like experience narratively you're gonna have. It would just
Yeah.
goosebumps.
yeah. Donnie, shut the fuck.
Yeah, I was saying I saw that before. Sneak King.
Donnie says
Sneak King,
last
if
game
anyone
that made
doesn't-
me break down crying was Sneak King.
Sneak King, if you don't know, if anybody doesn't know, it was
It's
a
the Burger
King.
King. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
I mean that shit was like early 2000s. So
yeah. Anyway,
that's a
so
long time ago.
Mac,
Sneak King
was there ever a
remastered at the
game?
Xbox Showcase.
Was there a game other than Mass Effect that hit you that way, or would you agree with Mass Effect also, or was there something else that stands out to you as far as music and emotional impact?
Who you talking to?
I'm talking to you.
I don't know, man. We talked about this before with Gears and stuff like that. With when Dom's like killed himself, it shit bothered me for a couple days. And no, not really. Outside of that, I don't know, man. Games don't
Well,
bother me like that
music.
much. It takes a
So like
music.
like
Oh yeah, then Gears too. That's also the same thing. I mean,
okay, I was gonna ask like
just
Red
makes-
Dead 2, like may I stand unshaken.
Okay. Oh yeah, Red Dead 2 is a good one. I was gonna
Oh, man.
actually
Oh,
just
Vice City.
remembered. I just remembered for me a more recent example, and that would be Metro Exodus. Metro
Okay.
Exodus, like not all of the music, but and again without spoiling anything, towards the end of the game, there's this one particular track that just had me in a vice grip. Like I was so just like invested in the story and the narrative at that point, and the music was really it just made that moment really really special. So yeah, that would be a more recent example, but the one that I always think about is the Mass Effect trilogy.
Yes.
God, when you first got on the freaking the N7 and they have that music that's playing in the back. I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff games that.
Well,
have
wait,
decent
are you talking about
music.
3?
Just any of them, because they all have good music. When they just first get in the ship, it just sounds like I don't know. Every game has music like that in some way. There are some games that annoy the shit out of me with music. Like when you first load up Halo 2's like multiplayer or Halo 3's multiplayer, you hear that music. You know that is such a
Classic.
this nostalgic classic that's amazing. There's so
Yeah.
many games that do it really well but there's some games that's like, okay, how the hell do I turn this music off? This is bothering the shit out of me. Like,
Right. Yeah. That
I mean,
that's it's funny because like the when I played Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy, I was like, good God, can I turn off this music, man? Like it's like this like bang bang boom, and I'm like, I'm just trying to walk around.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So the last,
I just
like
there's a
3/4
way to
hour of the
turn
game, I
that
didn't
off.
have no sound.
Sorry, go ahead. Oh, lucky you.
No, that's fine. I just hit the mute button on my headset and turned that shit down when I heard people. That's it.
I was fine with it, but like then like I went into my my room of accompaniment, a room of acoustics or whatever the fuck it's called. I can't remember. Room of requirement.
Room of requirement.
Yeah. And I it like glitched or something. It's like nothing but that the chicky licky chicky picky bing bang boom, and I was like, okay. But someone on Reddit told me all you have to do. I actually screenshotted it. What you do is you go into one of the other rooms, so like where your beasts are, and you come back in and you hit pause, and then from that point on, the music will be that very like light, beautiful violin, harp playing or whatever the fuck. I'm like, God, thank God. Anyway, too much of anything could be, except for Mass Effect. It's just perfect. Yeah, but I think a Witcher is another good example of just very iconic, super. Just when you hear it, you're like, take me away, Geralt.
Silver for monsters, steel for humans.
Yes, that
So good.
Art Skellig and of course Kaer Morhen is like the one, like the super. Kaer Morhen is just like the.
I wanna throw in something for the showcase, since I kind of walked away when we were talking a little bit about it with the dogs. Do anybody think there's going to be any hardware like a mid-gen update or maybe a new controller like an Elite 3 announced? There's already been rumors that there's going to show Starfield headset and a controller. Do you guys think
That's
there's
confirmed.
Yeah, those are well, not officially, right? But it's basically
Not officially, but
yeah, but
I just
out in the wild, yeah.
I mean, yeah, but do you guys so they've been leaked so much that we know that it's coming, but do you guys think there'll be anything else, like maybe, like I said, an Elite 3 controller, maybe a new headset outside of that, maybe just something, marketing
I think Starfield will be it.
Yeah,
You think
I would agree.
Yeah,
I think Starfield is going to be the they're going to focus on the peripherals, but beyond that, I don't expect to see anything else.
Yeah, I was hoping for an Elite 3 because I can't listen. I think the Elite 2 is the best controller ever made, but the thing falls apart too fast. I can't stand them. That's why I won't even use mine. So I just know it's gonna break.
I feel like a piece of shit, and I am. And let me tell you why. We didn't talk about this enough or at all. Starfield.
I was just about to say we haven't even talked about the big
Jesus
ticket
Christ.
item here.
Okay.
So
What game
This
is
is-
that?
Can we not talk about it?
Nope, we're going to talk about it. Listen, let's just go through what we want to see besides what we already know, which that should sort of cut this down a little more because I know what I want to see. I'm not going to make a joke out of it, but so I won't go first. Arcane. So everyone just basically versus what we already know. Versus what we've already seen, what we already know about the game. What do you want to see as far as like the game taking us through? So basically, without me saying, I want to see if we can walk around the inside of our ship if it's in space, blah blah. I would like to see sort of like a Bleak Falls Barrow mission all the way through. We had a cut up version.
I was about to say I am in the same boat. What I would like to see is them do something similar to that old Bleak Falls Barrow demo they had for Skyrim. Just give us the mostly uncut gameplay, and I don't really have a whole lot of thoughts about it, to be completely honest with you, because I am definitely excited for the game, but kind of talking about like, oh, what am I excited to see? What is like, for me, I'm a very simple guy. Like, it's just another BGS single player game, man. Like, we haven't had one since Fallout 4. And while I enjoyed that game, it was lacking a lot of things that I feel make their games really, really good. So I think the thing that if I really had to nail it down, the thing that I'm most excited to see is to see them go back to more of the hardcore RPG roots, like Oblivion, Morrowind, Fallout 3, some of the really focus in on the choice and consequence, the unique dialogue, the different routes you can take narratively through the story and with the factions. I think that I want to see them go back to their old stuff, because I love Skyrim and I really enjoyed Fallout 4, but you could make the argument that those games were much more streamlined to appeal to a more mainstream audience. And clearly they succeeded, because Skyrim is still being played to this day, and Fallout 4 was like at the time when it released, it was their best-selling game ever, like at launch, millions and millions of copies. So I don't want them to. I mean, they have to do certain things to make the game a little bit more accessible. Like, obviously, Starfield is going to be kind of a quasi first-person shooter, almost like Fallout. But I want them to really focus on the RPG aspects of it. That's the stuff that I'm really tuning in for. So
Yeah.
Well,
Mac, what do you want to see?
So they supposedly got people to come there and help them figure out, like, make the combat a little bit better, the shooting and stuff a little bit better. I hope
It was id, wasn't it?
Yeah, I can't
It's
remember.
software,
what it was.
yes.
Yeah,
well,
so I hope
when you
that
look at the leap between Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, like how much better, and I mean, granted, it's not top of the line gunplay in Fallout 4, but it was a drastic leap over Fallout 3. So I don't know if I would expect a huge drastic leap in Starfield, but it's definitely going to be better than it was in Fallout 4.
I definitely would like a little bit better combat. I mean, they already know. I mean, they said it was going to be a little bit better from them bringing them in after they showed it, you know. And like this, like I want to see it all these factions they got in here. I want to see like glimpses of them, just who's this, who's that, you know, kind of just a quick picture or something of them, or you know, maybe them in game, you know, walking around or something like that. Just a little bit of everything, you know. And then, like I said, just the atmosphere of the RPG. Let's see the skill tree. Let's see what guns do. Every gun does this. You know, I know they can only show so much because it is only a 30-minute show, but give us every little possible detail, even if it's just a quick 5 to 10 seconds, and then they move on from it, because that's enough for me to know, okay, that's what I want it to look like. So it's going to be, you know, and then, you know, who can you have sex with is the other thing, you know, that's the big thing. And who you can buy drugs with, you know, what drug dealers, you know, there's a lot, you know.
You can make
I was
drugs
gonna
in
say,
Starfield,
like-
you know that?
Yeah.
The reason why I find it difficult to find something to be excited about or to look forward to is because I feel like everything that's been discussed about the game, like by everybody else, is what we're going to be seeing regardless. Like, they're going to cover everything, you know. They're going to talk about the stuff that they're going to show the stuff that you guys have talked about in the podcast. They're going to show the stuff that I know that DeMarco has talked about in his videos. Like, that's why I think that I don't think I can add anything new to the conversation, because I think it's already been covered pretty much at this point. So
Yeah. Assassin.
Look, Bethesda Game Studios, I love you. I really do. There's only two things I really want to see from them. One, you better have fucking 60 frames per second at launch. Because if you do not, I don't care how good the game is, I am not going to continuously fucking vomit and have continuous headaches just to play the game. That's how I am with every game that launches without 60 FPS. I would say the same thing with Spider-Man. That's why I'm not playing Tears of the Kingdom. That's just how I am. So, 60 frames per second, that's one thing. Second thing, as someone who's currently playing Mass Effect, please make sure there's a big enough difference between the two IPs. I know you're going to do it anyway. But when you tell me it's Skyrim in space, that kind of tells me that you're kind of just taking Skyrim and then putting on a space-style skin on it. We don't need to see that. We need to see how we need Starfield to feel unique and different than Elder Scrolls and Fallout, which I know Bethesda's capable of doing. But since they've only been working on two IPs for literally over 2 decades, I think people have a right to be a little concerned about can they really make a new game that's different than the ones they've been making for so long? Other than that,
I think we got a man down.
Yeah, I think he's Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, who? Because my phone died and I can't tell who. So
Oh.
what,
Red.
who died? DeMarco or
Red
Red?
is
Red is dead.
Oh well. All right.
Yeah.
I'll take over the show then.
To
All right,
your point,
my-
Assassin, like, so with Starfield,
Nice.
with
whoa.
Starfield, Bethesda Game Studios, they are taking kind of a sci-fi aesthetic that I, at least off the top of my head, I can't think of another game that's really done sci-fi quite like this, which is that very almost grounded NASA SpaceX.
NASA punk is what they're calling
NASA
it.
punk, yeah.
NASA punk, yeah.
Mass Effect is very. I would compare Mass Effect to like Star Trek.
Yeah, it's a
That's-
space
it's-
opera, is what
It's
more
space
defined.
opera, far flung future, and Starfield is granted still in the far flung future, like 300 some odd years from now, but it's a little bit more like NASA punk, yeah, is basically the way to describe it. More grounded, kind of more realistic space technology, I guess, if that makes sense.
DeMarco, ever heard of Starfield? As a maybe never knew about it, but I'm telling you about it right now. It's a space game.
That sounds
What
cool.
what
Space
are
is
you?
neat.
If you could sort of narrow down what you realistically what you know versus what you would like to see, what would you like to see? What are you most excited for? What do you hope that they show in this Starfield Direct?
Yeah, I've said it before, but I can make it quick. I've said it in a lot of different places. They just need to unify if you really do think about it, we've seen a lot of Starfield already. We genuinely have. The issue that I think most people have, and even I have, is that it was all disconnected. So we saw the spaceship, but we didn't see you walking into the spaceship and taking off and plotting your course. We didn't see
100%.
getting from this system to this system and what that looks like, because you're going through this massive space game. We saw that you have locations on planets, and we saw the map markers on the planets. We didn't see how do you go from space to finding those locations to landing on them, and like, what is that process? Do you need to do it through a menu? Do you do it by flying towards the location once you get to a certain distance that it sort of triggers, so it's a little bit more immersive? So we need to see all of it. All the elements
Are
that
you
we've
gonna be
seen
able to
so
board?
far
We have to see the connective tissue.
needs to exactly.
basically.
We need to get it all unified into a seamless. How do all these individual elements come together to a cohesive game experience? And that's honestly, if they do that, I'm not worried about anything else. To be honest about the game, I mean, I have my concerns, but about the showcase, that's the only thing I need to see, and I'll walk away happy. And I think that there's going to be a lot of people that Starfield's not the game for them, and that's totally fine. I think a lot of people actually are going to be upset with Starfield because they're going to be like, this isn't Skyrim and this isn't Fallout and it feels different.
Yeah.
There's also going to be the other side of it. You're going to see people saying this is too similar to Fallout. So no one's going to be happy with this game, and everyone's going to be happy.
At
It's
the same
basically the way
exact
that I've been
time.
looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's the way I've been looking at it. But you know, I think everybody just kind of needs to treat it as its own experience, and then eventually Elder Scrolls comes around, and you look forward to that. And
Well, that's kind of the
Yeah.
beauty of BGS games, right? Is like I like Elder Scrolls, but I would consider myself more of a Fallout guy. Like if you had to make me choose, I would prefer to play Fallout. And then with Starfield, yeah, you know, that's going to be a whole different category, a whole different group of people that are going to really cling to that, and they're like, "No, I don't really like Elder Scrolls or Fallout. I really only
the
like
space. Yeah, I like the space.
yeah, they have
Yes.
they have these different little genres and stuff, and their games have so much life to them with the modding community and whatnot, and so you really can like pick your favorite and just go from there. So
Yeah, I would
main-
agree.
the main thing-
Go,
yeah,
no, go ahead.
yeah, you go, Red.
No.
Okay, fine. The one question that I really, really want answered, though, I'm adding a third one to this. Are we gonna have sweet rolls?
Yes. Yes.
We better
there's
fucking
gonna
have
be
sweet rolls.
there has to be a Nernroot Easter egg, or I'm going to riot.
There's got to be a sweet roll, Nuka-Cola reference. There's got to be a
There's going to be a Nern reference.
shit.
Because if
Oh,
you
is
know
there
like
really?
the lore and how like Nern was created when the Padamai and who was the other god that came together and sexed it up and birthed Nirn, made it whole, made Nirn whole. It's a whole fuck. It's such nerdy stuff. But Nirn was just barren, and then they made Nirn what it is with the magic and stuff like that. Elder Scrolls essentially would take place way further in the future instead of way back in the day, like medieval. Not to say that it's futuristic. It's just like it is like
in a weird roundabout way. It's like in the far future. Yeah, I liked the Nirn root Easter egg in Fallout 4. So yeah, I imagine they're gonna put like some Easter eggs in there. I hate the idea of like the connected universe thing because so many people are trying to copy like the MCU and stuff like that.
Ubisoft and stuff.
Yeah. The connected universe crap. Like I don't like it really all that much, and so that's just leave it to just Easter eggs. So
and I was gonna say I think that's really all that they've regulated themselves to just that. I don't think that they're really trying to connect anything. They're just saying like winky winky. Like if in Doom, if you can like go to like this little cave and like crouch down and go to like this little cave area, and there's a skeleton.
It's the guy with the arrow in the knee.
With the arrow in the knee, exactly. with the Dovahkiin helmet on and everything. Yeah,
to be clear, like I don't think they will, but yeah, that's just kind of like a personal preference thing, I guess. So
I mean, it was confirmed that Wolfenstein and Doom are in the same universe. BJ Blazkowicz is actually the grandfather.
The grandson,
Doom
the grandson or grandfather, right?
They did some weird. They did some weird narrative stuff with that in Youngblood that I am still, all these years later, a little bit iffy about. I don't really know how to feel about that. I'm still processing that all these years later.
Yeah. So as far as what I would like to see, DeMarco, you totally hit it. Like that's literally what I was gonna say. And that's why I threw the Bleak Falls Barrow thing in there, just to see like in sort of an elevated version of that, to where we can see what we can do, how we interact with people, what it evolves into, what it means. Like if I go into like a settlement and then it doesn't immediately start off with shooting. It starts off with a dude being like, "What are you doing here?" And you're like, and it has like a Crimson Fleet like tag or whatever, and you're like, "I'm with the Crimson Fleet," and then it's like, all right, I'll let you in, and then you get in there, and then you meet someone else, and then they're like, "Are you here to save me?" And they're like, "Yeah, I'm busting you out," and you're like, "Wait, hang on a second." So like that spy thing with the Crimson Fleet is like legit. So this is how it kind of works. Like you can play both sides. Like I just want to see that kind of stuff, and that is definitely dialogue heavy focus. What I'm particularly speaking about, but leaving, getting onto your ship, what is that like? Is it whenever you land your ship, are you just automatically getting out of your ship? Like it's like a cutscene, like you're walking out of your, that kind of stuff. I want to see what, again, putting the puzzle pieces together. I want to see what point A to point B looks like rather than the cut up version that we got. So I'm sure that we'll get that with 30 minutes. Yeah, I think that we will. Now, what I will say to just to sort of round off the show. Everyone's asking what the one more thing is, and I don't think this is going to happen, but I would love this so much if the one more thing after Starfield is Todd saying, "We know y'all." He's not going to say it like that. "We know y'all. We know you guys are really excited to play this game, and so we thought, why not? Fuck it." Right now, you can download the Starfield character creator that you will be able to import your character when the game launches. Wouldn't that be fucking crazy? Everyone
would be breaking. YouTubers would be rushing to get the videos out on every single trade in the game. And they're gonna be flooded with that, and
it would market itself again. But that's one of the things that Bethesda does so well. Yeah, they let those they open up these gaps within their trailers and their advertising.
I could definitely see them doing something like that, because I don't know about you guys, but with BGS games, I spend a completely inordinate and completely unnecessary amount of time in the character creator making my guy, when I know for a fact that like most of the time he's just going to be wearing a helmet. So
Yeah, I've trained myself to use like minor variations.
Yeah,
of the
just
presets.
of
like,
the
I tweak it a
presets,
little bit
yeah.
so it feels like mine, but I don't have to spend too much time in it.
Exactly.
I've
Like
trained.
I've loosened up a little bit on that in recent years. So yeah, I'm definitely heading more in that direction. But yeah, if they were to do something like that, that would be really cool. Alternatively, counter idea to what you said, Red. What if they're doing a mobile game like they did with Fallout Shelter?
Yeah, absolutely. I've thought about that possibility too, and I remember what it allowed for a lot of people was to sort of get into more of the lore of what we were to expect with people were picking apart Fallout Shelter, like, oh, so Ben Crosby or whatever, I don't know, characters in the world of Fallout 4 were but like, what does this mean? And like, he has like a weapon here, and this weapon looks like a laser rifle that we haven't seen, like that kind of stuff. I would love to see some sort of I think what a lot of people said, I've heard a couple people say, is that it would be a mobile game where you were able to build a ship and send your ship out and stuff like that. But I feel like it would be like in the more artsy kind of style, you know.
I think the reason why they could do that, well, maybe not even a reason, but I think people often forget just how well Fallout Shelter did. Fallout Shelter made them so much money, it's not even funny. So when you combine that with like how much they made off of Fallout 4 and all of the build up and stuff, like they could absolutely do something similar. Whether they will is still an open question, which we'll find out soon. But yeah, I think that would be a really good way for them to kind of capitalize on it. And whether it's something like you said, you know, sending out your ship, like something really basic, like a base building thing, or maybe this is kind of like a way out there idea, but maybe like a visual novel or something, like a prequel set before the events of the game, you know, exploring some of the lore and et cetera, so.
Oh, and sorry, Yudana Kazada says, have to run, my fine folks. May your hearts be full with love, your bellies filled with Burger King, and your minds filled with full episodes of MBG's podcast. Oh, God, no. No,
Jesus Christ, no.
We're not. Thank you, though. I love you. He said I didn't mean that second one. Oh,
yeah,
and then Mac says, hey, we
Can't
need a
agree with
snake
you guys.
outfit then. Anyway, so sorry, Assassin. So you agree?
Can't agree. No. I don't think they're going to surprise us with anything Starfield related. As a matter of fact, I think they're going to announce a delay.
Is that a?
I sense sarcasm here.
Is that an out of season April Fool's joke? What?
No.
What do you? What?
No, I think they're going to announce a delay. Not by much.
Good one, yeah. Okay, sure.
Jesus.
What?
I'm just kidding. They're not going to delay it. No.
I was gonna say, I said sarcasm here. Jesus Christ.
No, originally,
Assassin has departed from the Renegade Realm Podcast.
By choice.
No.
Due to creative differences.
No, I do.
Creative differences. The classic excuse.
No, I don't
The
think
whole
it's going to
time
be delayed.
he was sexually harassing Mac the whole time.
It has a 1% chance of being delayed, and even if it was,
One?
it'd probably just be by a week or two.
0% chance.
I even joked.
Yeah, tell that to
I
Halo
even
Infinite.
joked that they're
Anyway.
ballsy enough to say.
No, we knew Halo Infinite was trash, and that's why they delayed Starfield 2, because it looked trash at first. People were pissed about it. There was a lot of bullshit.
And
with it.
Redfall.
Well,
It's
Redfall,
an issue. It's an
Red
issue
Fable.
that a lot of developers run into, where it's like they just want to keep adding stuff to the game because BGS seems like so passionate about this particular game that, you know, it's like, yeah, let's just keep adding in stuff, but it's like, guys, we got to get it out eventually. So
I'm gonna feel so bad if they announce a delay in like a month or two. I'll just be like, guys, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Like, please put it back now. Yeah, that'll probably be the moment where Red actually does kick me off the podcast for good.
Yeah.
By jinxing it.
So, anyway,
Well.
that's Starfield, ladies and gentlemen. And I think that's, unless we have any other thoughts about anything at all.
I was
real
going to
quick.
ask. Oh, yeah, sorry. You go
Go
first.
ahead. No, I want to be the last one. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, get
No,
the
I'll be
last word in. So, what do y'all think about the collector's edition potentially getting shown off? And more important question, depending on like how much stuff they pack into it, would you consider purchasing it?
Yes, the answer is yes. I'll buy it.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna show off that stuff, and it's not. Not saying that with confidence because it's confirmed. I'm just saying that with confidence because I think it's a safe assumption to make, personally. But yeah, the watch I'm excited for. I think it's cool, and especially if they do like some unique things with it that are really Starfield related beyond just the theme being a Starfield watch. That could be pretty cool to me.
Yeah, if
And the
there's a steelbook,
case is neat.
By the way, I have a steelbook for Starfield already in my cart on 2 different sites because that's how steelbooks work. You can get them before the game comes out. I'm waiting for one that doesn't look. It's literally just like the image that I use for the thumbnail. It's the chick looking up. It's the poster art is what it is, but it's in steelbook form and it looks great. It looks awesome, but. I'm waiting because my Game Pass subscription ends after 2 years of Ultimate that came with my Xbox. It ends in October, so I will be buying Starfield also.
Or you could do the cheese like I did, buy 3 years of Xbox Gold, and then just buy 1 month, and then do it afterwards, and then it converts over to 3 years.
That's the thing. I'm just putting my money where my mouth is. I want to finish the games that I've actually purchased. And run out of time because when Starfield comes out, I'm not going to be.
You ain't got a backlog. You're not on Xbox.
No, you won't. You're gonna play Mass Effect, Persona, and The Witcher 3 all the way up till Starfield. You're not gonna finish anything.
Facts. Actually, I finished a ton of games recently, and listen, I'm gonna
the
go
outfits for the 10th time.
Yeah, so if there's like a steelbook, then yeah, I'll have that. The outfit,
right,
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
He's gonna upload his fit. He's gonna start playing The Witcher 3 again. It's gonna. He's just gonna keep
How
playing
did that
The Witcher
go?
3 all the way up till Starfield.
How did that go?
I can't do that again.
No, do it again.
That actually hurt my throat.
Okay.
Oh, I'll hurt your throat. Yeah. So collector's edition steelbook for me. That's what'll get me. Mac.
We are 2 hours and 40 some minutes into the show, and we're coming to an end. And all I want to know is, what do you guys want to rate this? An actual rating, not a random weird thing that Red said. Would you give it an A? Do you guys think the showcase is going to be an A? Do you think it's going to be not B plus, not C plus?
I was gonna say
just
B
an A,
plus.
B, just somewhere in that range. Just say, I don't want to hear all this negative shit. We're in school here, man. You got an A to F, man. Clearly nobody here is going to pick an F unless you're just stupid.
I always hope every year that it's going to be an A, but
It's a B
every
always.
single year for me, in the better years have always been B. Like they've never, at least for me personally, they haven't in recent years really managed to reach that A tier showcase where I'm like, everything they showed was something. Well, I mean, it's impossible to be interested in literally everything they show, but most of what they showed, I am interested in playing or checking out in the future. Yeah. Most of their showcases have been B tier, where it's like half of the games I'm interested in, the other half are games that I know for a fact I'm just never gonna bother with. So my prediction for myself personally, just kind of being pragmatic, keeping it realistic, expectations would be I'm probably going to end up rating it a B.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. What I'll say is the lowest that I feel like it'll go for me is a B, because I feel like there's no way somebody's gonna clip this out. There's no way that Xbox is going to fuck up.
I'm already clipping it right now.
Yeah, and just share this out and be like,
no way that Xbox can fuck up
again. You know what I mean? Like we'll see. So I feel like the lowest it'll be a B for me, and that's what I say.
Everybody was done.
No,
DeMarco.
I'm usually pretty generous with showcases.
So you're gonna give it an A or B or what?
Probably an A. What's so funny?
My cat is
Oh, the cat.
It's fun.
All right, so Arcane, you're gonna give it a B. Mac is gonna give it a B. Red's
I'd
giving
probably
it a B,
give it an
Mark is
A,
giving
you
it an A.
Yeah, I'd probably give it an A. I know a lot of people go
Yeah.
with Bs, but I don't judge showcases by what's not there. I don't think that's fair. And people who are like, that sucked because I wanted to see this. It's like that,
I'm not
get
that way
over.
either.
That's a sense of entitlement. That,
Yeah, I mean,
that
it's
just get
definitely
over it.
disappointing when something you wanted to see isn't there. But
The thing that brings, like, for example, the reason why I would give the showcase for PlayStation a B isn't because of what's there or what wasn't there. I mean, it's partially because of what's there. I like some of the surprises, and I feel like there's been very little leaks for Starfield for Xbox, which is kind of exciting. But
Yeah.
the pacing, like, I know that a lot of people like the game. I like a breather in between. And I actually like to see the developers talk for at least a little bit about some of the things that they showed off. You know, I know not everyone agrees with that, but you know, that to me is kind of a good thing if it's done well, and to highlight some of the exciting features that you have, at least briefly, and then of course more post-show coverage. So that's the things that kind of bring it down for me. But other than that, I would say A.
I'm gonna agree with DeMarco. It's an A. This show has too much potential. Too many good games that have been shown off that they need to show more. We have so much in our pocket for Xbox fans. This is gonna be an A tier easily. A plus, JK, just an A. I just don't. How do you not have an A? Like, I said PlayStation Showcase would have been better even with all this, and look what they did. They fumbled the bag because they have all these potential games that are coming out and they didn't show any of them. They showed way too many third party. As long as Xbox sticks to about 10 to 15 first party games, as they always do. I know people say, oh, that's kind of a touchy number. As long as they get to that number, I want to see 15 is what I want to see. That's a lot. I'm greedy. I want as many as possible. But as long as they get above 10, show a lot of gameplay, announce Starfield at 60 frames, show Fable, I think this is going to be an A. There's no way that this doesn't get an A if they show just the basics of what everybody really wants, which is Fable and Starfield, which we know we get in one. So, and we should be getting the other one. And then everything in between is going to be great. Mainly Forza Motorsports 8, because me and Assassin love it. And that's just, I would be baffled if it's anything below a B. Even a B to me is too low. So I'm going A. I know.
I mean, I'd love to be wrong. I guess.
But this is an Xbox. This is Xbox, and we know this. And they have fumbled the bag more than PlayStation ever has.
Yeah,
this is the worst showcase
I think
that PlayStation ever shown. So there's no way this ain't an A, because that showcase was so bad. And it's kind of like you go to a car, a thing, and you look at this car and you look at this car. This one's falling apart. It's a hoopty. It might get you there, or you got a nice brand new car that showed even just a mid thing. You're gonna pick the mid car you're gonna give that an A before you give that shitty ass showcase. So it's kind of like comparing it. People are gonna compare these showcases, and this is how I think that it's gonna get an A, because of scenarios like that too.
Yeah, I guess I'm going in with lowered expectations, like with a B prediction, so that way if it does surprise me, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I am gonna bump it up to an A. I guess for me, it's like, yeah, Xbox has a lot of great games and great studios in their catalog. I guess just recently, I'm still kind of washing out the sour taste of Redfall a little bit. So that's part of the reason why I'm entering this with some lowered expectations. And I mean, granted, the whole Redfall thing, that's a whole other conversation that we could have. So,
Assassin, what would you rate this? Your predictions.
You mean my predictions, or what I actually think it might be?
Your rating. What do you think the rating
that's
going to be?
That's what I mean. Your prediction of what the rating will be.
C.
C.
C. Yeah. Only because it is Xbox. I'm sorry. The fumble with Redfall, like Arcane said, that's kind of got me down a bit in terms of how much faith I have in Xbox to release a first party exclusive high quality game. Just a little bit.
I mean, with
combination of live services,
there were so many other
Thieves, Halo, Grounded, games that we've already seen.
Yeah, but that was Microsoft kind of said like, hey, that wasn't really under Microsoft's
I was just about
Yeah,
to
I
say
get that.
there were so many extenuating circumstances with Redfall. Like
I
they
don't know if you could
a
hold
lot
that
of
against the entirety of Microsoft.
yeah.
No, I'm saying 80% of that was on ZeniMax. 10% was definitely.
Well, yeah,
No, wait,
Microsoft
no,
dropped
no,
the ball
I'll bump
by
it up.
not
I'll bump it up.
looking at it.
90% of what happened with Redfall was ZeniMax. But Microsoft should have double checked. I mean,
They didn't do as much as
they didn't do as much.
could as
They even
much as they
admitted-
could have. Yeah, and Phil
Yeah,
Spencer.
he
you
even
know,
admitted
he-
it. He put
yeah.
more into Starfield than Redfall. That tells me that they had a chance. They should have opened their eyes more. They should have known. And plus, they even said in the Bloomberg article, 70% of praised developers were gone. You're not going to question why that many people who created such a highly critical game left the studio over that amount of time before you even got them?
Yeah, it was a
Why did that
situation
question
where
not come up?
it was a situation where Microsoft really inherited the mess that ZeniMax and Bethesda were kind of leaving them with Arcane and Redfall. So I think it's totally fair to go into the showcase with some tempered expectations.
Yeah, plus to be
Yeah,
fair, my
so-
ratings of A to D is different than y'all's. Mine, A is amazing, B is great, C is good, D is fair, F is fuck you, failure. No. I'm going with
love
this with
it.
an
I
open
love it.
mind. I'm not like I'm saying Fable's a lock. I'm saying Avowed is a lock. Hellblade's a lock. You know, these are all games that we've all wanted to see for years.
And it's good to go in with lowered expectations, right?
But-
Because that way, if it does like surprise you, you bring it up a letter grade, 1 or 2 letter grades. So that
And if these games are not there, then I'm not surprised, and that's just how I am.
I do think we
I
got a
mean-
wrap.
Yeah. Yes. 'Cause I'm
Not to
Yeah.
cut you off, Assassin. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. This has been a great show. I'm gonna go collapse, and if you don't hear from me, I'm in the hospital. Area code 2. No. So look, everyone who's still here in the chat, which is probably just me, but no. Thank you everyone so much for joining us on this episode of the Renegade Realm Podcast, episode 22, the pre-show to the Xbox Showcase. Very, very, very excited. And this was such a good time. Time flew by. I was like, oh, we're gonna make it a 2-hour show. Nope, never gonna happen. But I tried. I think we all tried. But it's fine. We're excited. We're gamers. That's what we do. So Arcane, thank you so much for joining us. And who are you? Where can people find you? And what is your middle name?
Yeah, so my middle name is no, just kidding. Really appreciate you guys bringing me on. This has been a lot of fun. If y'all are interested, you can find me on Twitter at the Arcane Realm. Also, you can find me on YouTube. I do have a YouTube channel as well where I focus primarily on Arcane Studios and Bethesda focused content, but every once in a while I do like to branch out a little bit. So if any of you guys are interested in that, definitely check out the channel.
Yes, and I will link those in the description right after the show goes live. So by the time somebody watches this, you'll be able to find them there. And speaking of the creators, Bethesda creators and whatnot, DeMarco, where can people find you? What are you gonna be working on?
Yeah. So right now the big thing is hashtag Stars for Change. So if you're interested, won't go into detail here because it's been a long show.
No,
but
go into full detail. Promote it. This is
been-
why I'm asking you.
been really excited and working. Yeah, thanks, Mac.
I'm fucking dead, man. I'm
Yeah, I
tired.
know. I'm tired
we're
too.
all dead,
And I'm
yeah.
tired. I'm tired because we've been working really
Are
hard
you
to
guys
put
all
together-
East Coast?
Yep.
Yeah.
We're all
Oh,
down.
wow.
And
Okay.
I've been
I'm
up since
central.
3:30. I've been up since 3:30 this morning. So.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And
We're
a
all,
child,
I'm tired because we've been working really hard to put together Stars for Change, a Starfield pre-show charity event. All the money goes towards St. Jude's Children's Hospital, and it's going to be myself. Red Wolf will be joining me alongside a bunch of other Bethesda-focused content creators. Arcane Realm is guesting, King Fanman is guesting, YouTube channel Light is guesting, Starfield Signal is one of the co-hosts for the event, Jessica Starr, Robots Radio. So we have a lot of folks that are joining in, and we're going to be doing giveaways. I have 2 codes codes for Starfield, emphasis on air quotes around that, but because it's not actual Starfield codes, but to give away, but it's going to be gift cards to use towards Starfield, hopefully. You could use them towards anything, but please use them towards Starfield, and many other things that are going to be given away as well. And then we're going to just all be celebrating leading up to the launch. So for a great cause, hope to see some people there contribute towards it. And yeah, it's been a lot of work, but it's going to pay off on Friday, June 9th at 3 p.m. Eastern
And
time.
that'll be on your channel.
On my channel as a live stream.
Yes, which that's also in the link in the description below.
Yeah.
And regardless of that, go check out his content and Arcane's content. They're both are great content creators. They're very, what's the word?
Tired. We're very tired.
We're very tired. I'm trying to say not consistent. That's what I was trying. I was about to say they're both very continuous. That's literally the word I was trying to say. So, Mac, what are you doing, man? You tired? You going to bed? Where can people find you? What are you doing?
My Twitter is MacDD at the end. My YouTube channel. I did change that. You need to fix that in the description. And of course, just on there, about to play Diablo, whenever I can feel like actually playing it, because I'm going to bed after this, so probably tomorrow. A lot going on, just like everybody else, just life itself. I just moved and stuff like that, so I still got a few more things to move out of this house. I know, I'm just whatever, man. It's just one of those days, man. So
right. You can find that at
thanks Arcane for showing up, man. I know it was last minute. We already had a couple other things, but thanks for not acting like we didn't want you here. It's just what it is.
I totally understand, and yeah, I was lucky enough to actually have the free time to be able to join, so appreciate it.
You're more than welcome to come again whenever you want. I mean, we have the opening spot. I mean, you're more than welcome. Thanks again, man. So it means a lot.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And Assassin, the pessimistic petri dish of palpable.
The pessimistic petri dish of Peter Piper picked a patch of peppers.
Peppers, yes.
Oh, I thought it was
I prefer a realistic asshole, but all right, fine.
Okay. And you can find it at realisticasshole.com. No. You got anything going on, man? You going to be streaming or anything like that? Where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at assassin052 on nothing really going on. I'm gonna go get something to eat, come back on, play some Street Fighter 6, because apparently I'm the only one that's actually playing that game.
No, it's in the mail tomorrow. It'll be here tomorrow, so stop it.
Okay, cool. Alright, cool. But yeah, playing Street Fighter 6, gonna play that all the way till Final Fantasy 16 later this month. One thing that Red, I think you forgot to point out, but rightfully you're not feeling well, so I'll do it for you.
Do it.
Me, Red, and Mac are actually going to be live streaming the showcase on Sunday. So anybody want to join? Come on and hang out. We'll talk. We'll do like a mini prediction show before. Hopefully. That is if Red's feeling good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, we will be. The stream will start shortly before the show starts, obviously, so we can get warmed up, talk about how excited we are. When the show starts, we will be as quiet as humanly possible, depending on how our hard levels are. After the show is over, we'll have an after show and just scream and yell and talk about what we saw and what we're excited to see. So I'm really excited about that because that'll be our first co-stream, and hopefully my channel doesn't get completely destroyed because of that. So logistics are.
I'll send you the link to Xbox Wire for that, by the way, because they do have some instructions of sorts.
Thank you.
For anybody that's co-streaming the showcase.
Excellent. Yeah, so check us out there. That'll be really fun. I'm so excited, so tired. So yeah, and you can find me. I'm Red Wolf Renegade. And Red Wolf Renegade on Twitter. The only Red Wolf Renegade got my handle, baby, on Twitter and on YouTube so far. Well, not really. Lex says that that's not true anymore. Someone got me. So you found the channel. You're here. Subscribe, like, smack it, and yeah, I guess that'll be it for all of us.
Thank God. Later.
Goodbye, everyone.
Who's probably not
Adios.
there.
So long.